Live show is about to start. Fans Club live show is about to start. For the fans, by the fans. Best night of the week. Make sure you tuned in. We got a lot to unpack. My panel of experts in the building. We're about to get it in right now. Fans Club live show. Let's go. What's going on? What's going on? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best night of the week. Why? Because Fans Club Live Show is on. I have my experts. Listen, man, NBA playoffs is in full effect. NFL draft next week. NIL deals, people getting the bag. Big name player, big name marquee players having some legal troubles and getting arrested. NFL players getting that bag. Listen, it's a lot to talk about. And we got a big boxing match taking place this weekend. Fans Club Live Show for the fans, by the fans. We are here in the building. Salute to all of my panel of experts. Want to make sure you guys are good. First person that was on, David. Respect to you, sir. No Ruben today, so guess what? You the first one. Trey beat Ruben the last time. You the first one, man. Salute to you, sir. How you doing?
Good evening, all y'all. I'm shocked that somebody is beating Ruben 2 weeks in a row because he's normally on here, but he's taking care of doing good things right now.
Facts. All right, salute to you, sir. You first. Make sure I can hear you nice and clear. You're there. Just make sure you propel your voice a little louder so we can make sure we get you. I want to hear you tonight, for real. Steve, what's going on, sir? Salute to you.
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing, man? How you feeling, sir?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Doing good, man. I'm excited about this show. I feel like there's a lot that we're going to cover, and we got a lot to highlight, man. Listen, the NBA is in full effect, so I know a lot of y'all basketball heads are real excited about that, so we're going to make sure we get y'all take. Again, salute to you, Steve. Tyrone, what's going on, sir? How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm waiting for these topics to come up on these basketball stuff, so I'm patiently waiting.
I can only imagine from your standpoint how you feeling with everything that's going on. This is your world. You love NBA, and we got to get an NBA they do. Because listen, man, if I can be real with y'all, we're going to go right and dive right in. It's been pretty entertaining, man. Not every game. I'm not going to say that, but for the most part, they've come out the gate with the drama that we like. They talking. People are not swayed by people's legacy. They don't care. Then you got surprise team that realistically, I don't know if any of y'all didn't name Sacramento as a team to watch during the regular season. Props to you. I don't remember anybody making that claim, but if you did, speak now, forever hold your peace, so I can give you your props, because y'all was on when they 2-0 against Golden State. So we're going to dive right in, man. Listen, we are here. Fans Club Live Show. We're going to start off, man. We're going to go and get right into it with the NBA playoff update. David, you were the first one on, so I want to check in with you first and see what's your thoughts, man. How you feeling about the playoffs, man? Give me a breakdown on what's going on, games you want to highlight, and things like that. Where you want to start first? What team? What series has your attention right now?
The series that had my attention the most until we got the injury report today with Leonard getting hurt with the strained knee was that Clippers-Suns series. And that's because, like I said, Suns, they only had 8 games to really gel all together. Clippers are just extremely deep. So game 1, they did their thing. This me talking about the Clippers. Game 2, Devin Booker did his thing, like I said, because that's his team. And now we got to wait and see what happens with the rest of this series. If Leonard might play or might not play. It would be a little bit different if Paul George was there, but now they 2 people down, MIA. But with that injury being said, and all that talent that they have, don't disregard one person. This might be Westbrook coming of age moment for real.
Respect to Westbrook. I can't believe it. Somebody's giving Westbrook props, because we bashed him last year because of what was going on. But go ahead, David.
Like right now, both of their superstars are out. We know Westbrook can be a monster when he has to be. He has shooters around him, and with the Clippers, with Batum, with the Morris twin, who hasn't played a lot this season, with Norman Powell, who is the number 1 scorer off the bench. He'll probably be starting for them game 3 tonight. So don't just think, we're about to see a Suns blowout and things are going to change. Westbrook can go out there and facilitate. He can now go out there and drive and handle the ball more. So I don't see this series as being over with. However, with that being said, you don't have anybody to handle Kevin Durant right now. So he might go bananas, but I'm still interested in this series and like how it's shaping up so far.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Listen, man, I like what Tyrone, what Lou is doing in terms of being in his ear of his star player, who, I think I put it in the chat where he was just telling him like, what you give us is way beyond just scoring, which was great because we see the trend. You can kind of see the difference. He seemed like he's playing more like loose and more like himself with the Clippers, not having that LeBron shadow over you. Which again, it's no offense to LeBron. It's just he's such a mega super duper star. He's the face of the league. So when anybody else is in his shadow, it's just like in his presence, it's like you're overshadowed and you have to be like almost perfect. So, I thank you for that, David. We're gonna keep going. We ain't done. That's the good one for right now. Steve, same series, man. What's your thoughts? Or you can
That
give me a
number
series
one,
that's
number one. Let me say something to what you say. He wasn't overshadowed in LA. He just didn't fit. You can't have him and LeBron playing the same thing. They styles are very similar. Neither one of them are shooters. They both is downhill players. He's not gonna
so
have. Hold on. He's not gonna have the
good.
ball in his hand and with the Lakers because number one, LeBron has the ball in his hand. He's not the number two scorer because their best player has to be Anthony Davis, which makes LeBron their number two player. He's their leader, but he's their number two player. So where does that leave Westbrook? You're asking him to give number one numbers at the number three position. That's what
Let's
that's
make it.
that's that's what it was about. It's not about him being overshadowed by LeBron's shadow because it has nothing to do with that. It's about having the same kind of player and asking for something different. You wasn't gonna get that. But far as the
So
Lakers,
so so to rebuttal that, why go get a Westbrook, for instance, if that's the
they
case?
thought it was
Because you
going.
got you have to have done your
They
scouting.
thought they thought it was gonna work. I don't know what they thought, but they thought it was gonna work. But I don't understand how you thought he was gonna step. And then I seen something today, and I think I sent it to you, Mike.
Hmm.
Where Anthony Davis last year 50 something games, LeBron 40 something games missed. So you're asking this dude to be your number three player, but
Yeah,
your two stars are hurt most of the season.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Good
saying?
point.
So
Good
so
point.
how could you put it all on him? And don't get me wrong, he didn't play well last year, but his numbers
Right.
wasn't that far off if you go look at his numbers. Last year he averaged 19. This year, before he got traded, he averaged 18.
Yep. Yep.
His numbers wasn't far off. Go look at his numbers.
Okay.
It's just a
I,
matter of that. But far as the series
yes.
itself, I'm not surprised because OKC. Memphis is a tough team, bro. Memphis is a tough team.
You talking about the Lakers series?
Yeah, because that's the series y'all
Oh,
was
that's the
talking about,
series you
right?
highlighting is the Lakers series. Okay, gotcha.
That's the
Okay.
series
Okay.
y'all was talking about, right?
No, David started with the Clippers and Phoenix,
Oh,
but you can go to whichever series
the
you want.
Clippers
Yeah.
in Phoenix. The Clip.
Same for you, Tyrone, whichever one you want to
So
go to. Hmm.
I didn't know Kawhi Leonard got hurt. I didn't know that. So I don't know about him saying that this series not over with Kawhi Leonard not being hurt for that very reason he said they have no one to cover Kevin Durant now. It
Hmm.
worked in game one with Russell Westbrook for a while, but you can't keep Russell Westbrook on Kevin Durant for the rest of the series and then ask him to be the facilitator because now both of your stars are out. You're not going to be able to do that. So they may win one more game, but I doubt it. I think Phoenix is going to pretty much close this out, bro.
So it's 1-1 right now. What you got to game? What you got to go into? How many games you give it
I think
before they close
I
out?
think at most I think if they don't get one of them dudes back, because I think Paul George don't come back to the next
Yeah.
round. If they don't get
Hmm.
Kawhi back before the series is over, uh, the Clippers might win one more. If they win more than one more, I'll be shocked.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that. All right, good. Hold that thought. Listen, get your other series in your head that you want to touch on. Tyrone, I'm gonna go to you now. What series, man, got your attention? So he was talking about the Lakers, which again he didn't dive in completely. We're gonna let him dive in on the next one. David kind of gave us a little tasting of the Phoenix and Phoenix and the Clippers series. You want to stay on that one, or what's the one that really got your attention?
Well, let me first say that Russell Westbrook ain't had a good playoff since 2017 ish. So let's let's not act like
You
he's good in the
disrespectful,
playoffs
man.
anyway. Westbrook ain't
Uh-huh.
been good in the playoffs since he had Kevin Durant or at least Paul George with him, and you
Lies.
see how that happened. Um,
Uh-huh.
but anyway, this series is over. Especially if you ain't had Paul George win or you ain't had Paul George the whole series, and all of a sudden he
Right.
might come back game 4, game 5, and you expect him to be exactly who you need him to be. That's usually not how basketball works. Um,
Score is score,
it
man.
does
Score is score.
scores
It's
do
like it's
score,
second
but
nature for them.
he's not even in playoff shape. How many
Do
games
y'all
has he missed?
do y'all understand how deep the Clippers are and how well coached they are with Tyrone Lue? Like this is not gonna
That
oh
you have Kevin Durant on the other side. That means nothing.
this is not gonna oh
that
Leonard
means no.
Bernard
That
and
means nothing. That
Adams.
Hold up.
coaching,
See, y'all throwing me mixed signals
coaching,
because just a couple weeks ago, Kevin Durant was Robin. He wasn't even Batman over there. So y'all
and that's
was
it.
I
And
don't hear
I'm
nobody
glad.
talk about Booker.
And the
I
dude ain't
I
even
thought Booker
here.
was
The
Batman.
dude ain't even on here to even say anything right now. I ain't gonna say nothing. But that was who said that Kevin Durant is not the number one option on
Yeah,
any
he said he was
team. When he said,
Robin.
yeah,
He
when
wasn't
he said he's number 2 somewhere else. I don't know what
right,
he was
right, right.
on, but anyway, that series is over. This series is over. At least even if Kawhi comes back, you asking him to go. You did you not see the last game where Kevin Booker put up what 38? Because there's nothing you're gonna double team KD, and Kevin Booker's gonna go off. You're gonna double team Kevin. There's nothing you. I don't care. And Ty Lue is probably one of the best coaches in the league right now, top
I
one
gotta
or
give it to
two.
him. I didn't think he
But there's
was, but he is.
nothing you can do when you got those two. That's why you get those players. You sign away other players, other key players, because there's nobody that can match somebody like a KD or somebody
Mm-hmm.
that can match a Kevin Booker. So that's why you get those type of players, and that's what the results is. Especially when you don't have nobody to offset that on the other side. That's probably been the number one series I've been watching, and the
I got you,
Buck
David.
series.
Don't you mean Devin Booker?
yeah,
What did I say?
Kevin Booker.
Devin Booker. There you go. But yeah, man. So that's my take on that. I've been watching that in the Buck series for the most part. I like what Miami's doing, especially when Giannis is not in there. I think if you got Jimmy Butler on the team, you always have you always got a chance to win because he's just like that. You know, and you looking at me, have you not seen how Jimmy Butler plays, man? When he plays, he's the best
Y'all been
player.
trying to hype
He's the
Butler up to
best
me for the
player
last 4
on the
years, man.
court.
Y'all been trying. I respect Butler. I'll give you that.
He
I
is
give you
the
that.
best.
David, I got you. I'm giving
You
Butler
just got to
that.
pay attention to not even just the numbers. Just pay attention to how he plays the game and how he controls the game and how he plays defense. Literally, he plays offense but his defense is ridiculous sometimes, especially when. But you just got to watch it, man. Anybody that sees how Jimmy Butler play would know that not underrated at all. He's definitely what they say he is. He's like that. So,
Okay.
so I like Jimmy Butler in that series right now. But I think right now with the playoffs, it's all about health, man. Whoever's healthy, you can see what happened with John Morant, and then the Memphis still win.
Yeah.
You see what happens
Yeah.
when and that's the Lakers at full strength. You know what I'm saying? So I think it just matters at who's healthy and just who got the momentum. I love this is one of the best playoffs. I don't because you really don't know exactly what's gonna happen
Yeah.
as of yet. You know what I'm saying? Like usually we know we have our
Pretty
number
clear
of
cut. Yeah.
it ain't the Cav and the Warrior playoffs right now. We
Right.
usually know the
Right.
Cavs is going and the Warriors is going. We done did that about 3 years straight. Right now is
Mm-hmm.
kind of up in the air. I got Boston going in the East as of right now. I think they're probably the most put together team on the East that's not injured. They're fully they have no injuries right now. That's the reason why I say that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have nobody that can potentially get injured right now, and everybody is fully healthy. So I like
Okay.
Boston on the East, and anybody on the West. As long as nobody don't cough and fall, you know what I'm saying. Anybody can go. I think even the Warriors can still make no just because they're down
Yeah.
2-0.
2-0 for them. Yeah.
2-0 doesn't
Yeah.
mean you have a Steph Curry and you have a Clay on your team. Anybody like they can have a bad 3 quarters and can go off in the fourth and win you a game. Like they done did that before. So for people to count the people that just won last year against unexperienced players on the sack, which they
Yeah,
got
it's
momentum. They definitely got what it is right now. But
a
do they
little
got
early
what
with
it
the
do they got what it
Sacramento
takes to
bandwagon
win?
followers out there. They
No.
jumping on the
Yeah,
bandwagon
you
for
can't.
Sacramento a little quick. It's a
Yeah,
little
and
quick out of
that's
nowhere.
only because they just want like they okay if you win a couple
Shout to their
games.
fan base though. Their fan base is like a hidden gem, man. So shout to that. Hold that thought, child. Let me make sure I get David his rebuttal point before because y'all got a lot. We gonna get NBA their time. Real talk. Go ahead, David. You mentioned that depth. Mark said the key thing Mark said is that listen, was waiting to hear about the Clippers depth. Go ahead, David, dive into it. Steve, get ready. You're gonna go after him to touch on that
They
if you
got
want.
Eric Gordon, instant buckets. Terrence Mann, instant buckets. Like I said, Powell, instant bucket getter. Bones Harlan, who was playing bad the first 2 games, but now he gets to go out and score more and not play the point guard role that he not really is. He's a scoring guard, not a point guard. So Bones Harlan is going to come in there, instant bucket. We haven't even seen Morris yet. These 2 games, he's going to be coming off the bench. That Clippers team is incredibly deep, and they're not deep with just bodies. They deep with people that will be starters on other teams. Man would be a starter on another team. Norman Powell was a starter for years up in Toronto.
Yeah.
Eric Gordon has been starting everywhere he's been. He's coming off the bench now. So I don't see this just being, if we started the series right now, it would be a Sun sweep. I don't see that because the Clippers are well coached and they deep.
All those players don't even equal a Kevin Durant.
I mean, listen.
It don't even matter. It really don't. I'm just like,
does Phoenix have that kind of depth to match that? Does Phoenix, outside of Durant and Booker, have enough firepower?
But listen,
Phoenix gave up
but
their
you got to
depth.
realize. Do you not realize how much minutes these
Say that
players
again,
are
Steve.
playing?
Hold on,
My
Say
bad.
that again, Steve.
Phoenix gave up their depth to get Kevin Durant.
Right. Okay. All right. That answers my question. All right. Go ahead, Tyrone. Finish your point, and then I'm going back. David,
But
it's your point. It's still on you. The ball's in your hands. So I'm gonna let him finish his rebuttal, and then I'm gonna get right back to you. Go ahead, Ty.
he play. It does. You don't. Do you need depth if your players are playing about 38 to 40 minutes a game?
How substantial?
He's in the game. He's in the game. He's in the game the whole game. So what depth do you need if that's the minutes that they're playing? They're literally playing about 40 minutes a game.
Ty, how sustainable is that? I know it's the playoffs and your
playoffs.
I know it's the playoffs and your roster gets smaller, but if you're playing 39 minutes, get on a plane, travel, get back in your hotel room, get a day rest, and then you're back out there the next day, which is exactly happening in the NBA playoffs right now. Fatigue is going to be an answer.
You're right, but this is why they get paid this money. This is why. They get paid hundreds of millions of dollars because they're that good to do that. They play 40 minutes. That's what they're averaging on a playoff basis, about 35 to 40 minutes a game. So you don't really need depth if that's how much your superstars are playing.
I don't.
But you know the intensity level in the playoffs is different.
It is, but that can work in the Suns' favor because all of them are tried and true. They've been in the playoffs for a long time. Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, like their leaders been there. So it's they're tried and true. The problem is as good as their role players and their depth is, and I agree with David that the Clippers is the deepest team. I would say the second to me would probably either be Brooklyn or maybe Miami, are deep. But the problem with that, even being as deep as they are, you can only play 5 people at a time. And those 5 people, Phoenix 5 is better than any 5 they could put on the floor. It just is.
Question. I want to make sure so Steve, you saying Phoenix 5 is better than a healthy Clippers 5?
It might be healthy Clippers 5, and this is just my opinion.
Right.
Might be slightly better. I think Kevin Durant is better than all of them. I think Kevin Durant is the best player out of all of them.
Right.
But if you got Paul George and Kawhi and Westbrook and Norman Powell, I think that is better than the Chris Paul, Durant, Booker, and the center Ayton, because he's wishy-washy. You don't know what Ayton you're gonna get, so
Wait,
All right.
Steve,
Go ahead, David. And Rich, get ready. We on NBA, Rich. So hopefully you've been paying attention.
I don't do NBA.
but I wasn't done. I had to say something about Tyrone, because Tyrone said Russell Westbrook didn't have a good playoff since Kevin Durant and OKC. That's a lie, because he just averaged 20 in Houston in the playoffs. 20 and 7.
That's not a
And
bad
7. That's not a
And
bad
he-
playoffs,
it's-
because his career average is 19.
No.
So no.
We cannot bring up the Houston's playoffs because they went.
You just
nowhere.
said he hasn't had a good playoff since
Meaning
OKC.
that if you have a good playoffs, then you
Then we
are
got-
going somewhere.
Make sure y'all stick to current. Go ahead, answer that,
You know
and then I'm
what I'm
going
saying?
back to David. I want to stay here, but that's
What
a
I'm
good
saying
response.
is, though,
Steve.
he ain't progressed in the playoffs since Kevin Durant was with him. He ain't went
How
nowhere.
could you
They
say
went
that's
to the.
not what you said though, Ty?
I know what I'm saying is though.
So
Okay,
you one of
let
those
me,
that be going at. So you one of those that feel like Westbrook has. So you're an advocate of the Westbrook thing.
No,
That's been
what I'm
circulating.
saying is No, I respect Westbrook.
Okay.
If you averaging a triple double, that's unheard of. So
Right.
that's respect to him. What I'm talking about is in the playoffs. Like, he's just as bad as Harden in the playoffs, and we've been talking
I'll
about
agree
both
with
of them
that.
for the longest.
I'll agree with that. But I've been
Yeah,
telling
they've
you
been-
that, Tyrone. I've been telling you that for years, though, Tyrone. Mike, I've been telling you that for years.
Let me toss it back to David. David, finish your point. Meat and potatoes. I know they keep cutting you off because you in there, bro. We in the pocket right now. Go ahead, David.
so real quick, Steven said that the Suns are the complete 5 and the starting 5.
No, I did not. That's
think
not what I said.
Full strength, better than them. I think the Boston Celtics, their current 5.
That's not what I said.
No,
We
I
talking
think
about the two teams in the series.
Yeah,
The two
I think
What are
he-
you talking? We talk about the two teams in that series. I didn't say in the NBA.
And
I didn't say in the NBA.
healthy George and a healthy Leonard with the rest of those pieces are a better 5 than the Phoenix
I
Suns.
give him slightly above.
Yeah, a healthy team. Did I not say that, Mike? I said fully healthy. The Clippers might be slightly better than Phoenix only because Paul George and Kawhi, their two best players is better than Phoenix two best players. I think Durant is better than everybody, but I think them two together is better than Booker and Durant because those two are equal. That's what I said. That's why I keep telling you, you got to listen to what's said before you respond. Because you be misquoting me all the time.
David, I get ready to go read one of Mark comments that came in. Go ahead. Yeah, see, that's what he said. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Steve, for clarifying that the Clippers are better than team at 100%. That's why I asked you, because you said that, and we're all going by their current state. But if they were to get healthy, would they? Would Phoenix? So I just wanted to make sure you put that out there. Go ahead, David. Let's get ready to read Mark comment. It's back on you.
Oh no! As long as we're all on the same page, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Which again, you don't have to agree. You can say that no matter, even if they healthy, Phoenix is better. I just want to make sure that you be specific. So when I hold you to it, when the series plays out, I don't want nobody changing their
I
scope.
don't have no problem with standing on my square.
I'm telling y'all this much. Next week when we do a show, that Clippers series right now, with those guys still being hurt, will still be being played.
I don't
They
think
are
so.
not.
The only thing the Clippers got over Phoenix right now is their coach. They have a better they're better coach than Phoenix. I don't know about the whole roster like that because, like I said, KD could equal about 5 or 6 players on that team easily. So when you talking about Paul George is great, but he's not KD. And the only person that's probably on that level on that side is a Kawhi Leonard. And we talking about his, and we talking about full strength, then we just don't know. But we talking about actual team. I still got Phoenix, but the Clippers are better coach. So it just depends on which way we going with that.
Well, we know
So-
on Fans Club live show that people definitely feel like coaching supersedes talent any day. So clearly, if that's your
No.
stance, that means that the
No.
Clippers are definitely the favorite.
We still
We
ain't do
know
that show. That's what
Fans
No,
Club,
that how could that be the
coaching
case?
talent
No,
every time.
no, that's
Not
how
making
could
it
that
up,
be
y'all
the
said that.
case? But let me
Hey,
ask
that's
Tyrone
what I
something.
heard on this show a lot of times. Go ahead, Steve, as I move on to the next series. And Rich, you have to Steve.
Tyrone, so you don't think that there's no one on the Clippers rosters that's even come next to Kevin Durant? Like,
Well, that's
not
what
saying,
I said.
not saying
I
he's
said,
equal, but
Yeah.
even close to.
I said Kawhi would probably. That's what I said. It would be
Okay,
only
okay.
Kawhi,
Okay.
but everybody else is not. Everybody.
But at
else
one
is not
time,
on
Paul
that level.
George, at one time, not saying he was equal, but at one time, Paul George seemed like he was coming. Pause.
He was more. He was a superstar, but he was more just the top two-way player. He's never been a top player. Paul George has never been like at least top 4 or 5 in the league. He maybe been top 10. Paul George has been top 10 for a while, but he's never been top 5 in the league.
I feel like there was a point where he was top 5 when LeBron was in Miami
or something like that.
When LeBron was in Miami and he was in Indiana. I feel like he was top 5. I
You
feel
think
like
he
he was
was
top
in
5.
Indiana?
You thinking about the playoffs? He had a great playoff series.
I
but
feel like he
think
was
we
top
just-
5.
Probably just that series. Maybe we can argue that, but as far as a player for that year, he's never been top 5 in a whole year. He's never been top 5.
We'll see. Look, I like where y'all going though. Good.
I don't
debate.
know. The Pacers was like had one of the best records those years. What are you talking about?
last
I mean,
year.
I can't.
You went back to the Pacers though.
I'm
That's
going
like,
Because he just said we're talking about Paul George.
Leonard.
you talking about Paul George before the injury, probably before.
Yeah, I'm talking about in Indiana. Paul George to me at one point was top 5.
I'm talking Paul George last year when Leonard sat out most of the year and Paul George still led them to the
He did
playoffs
ball.
and he dropped
ball.
24, 6, and 6.
Yeah, but he wasn't top 5 then.
But he balled though.
He wasn't top 5.
All right,
wasn't top 5 then.
let me get to some of these, Rich. Hopefully you've had a chance to digest the NBA so you can get your brain out there and give me some insight. Mark said the Clippers are tougher than the Suns. I don't want to stay just on the Clippers and the Suns.
I agree.
We have an actual Suns fan on here. So Timmy said, so I can make sure that y'all know. He said, even if Phoenix is healthy, they're better than the Clippers, and only if they play their cards right. I got Phoenix in 5 games. That's what he got for. I mean, no biasness at all with him being a Phoenix fan, but I'm assuming he got
That's
Phoenix winning,
complete
even if they were healthy, the Clippers. So, all right, let me ask you, Rich. I'm gonna get off of the Suns for a second and the Clippers one. How you feel, man, about listen, man, what I'm gonna
Did he? Is that me or him?
Lakers,
Yeah.
Memphis. This is for Rich. A lot of jarring going on, man. How
No,
you
you
feel
messed up.
when,
That's what I was saying.
when LeBron is called the old man, man, and like I'm not afraid. What's your thoughts with all of this, man? With the talking with the Lakers series?
He's just. I don't know. I can't comment because I'm not really watching the NBA.
Okay.
So I'm just on here for the draft talk. That's
I
it.
got you. All right. So you just be a fly on the wall. Let me go back to my expert. All right, let me go to Steve on that one. What's your thoughts on that, man? With the talking that's going on in Memphis, and is it, does
I think
add
it's-
fuel to the
I think
fire?
it's-
We know
I think it's good.
players are so good. LeBron and the Lakers are so good, and everybody loves Billboard material. Do you want to light that fire under that kind of player?
I think it's good for basketball, and that's just it. I just think it's good for basketball because number one, it's been going on all year with the Lakers in Memphis, with Golden State in Memphis, with half the NBA in Memphis, but particularly Golden State in Memphis and the Lakers in Memphis. I don't know if y'all recall where he got into it with LeBron before, and certain somebody.
Dylan Brooks,
and somebody from another show. I'm not going to mention his name. He was at the game as a spectator.
I'm
not going to mention him because he's on another show. But
who was it?
I can't mention his name, but anyway,
You play your division, Rich.
yeah,
You know
he
very
got
well.
he got into it with a former Denver Bronco tight end at the Lakers in Memphis game when that Denver Bronco tight end said he too small to guard LeBron. So it's been going on for a while. I think it's good for the NBA at the same time, but my problem is this is how does LeBron James respond? Because I know how Mike responds. I know Mike goes off and make him wish he never even uttered those words again. You
Kobe
know,
too.
and that's what we ain't talking about Kobe, we talking about the GOAT. But that's what separates
I'm
Mike.
about Kobe too. If you trash talk Kobe, he gonna get you.
He does, but Kobe ain't the GOAT, Mike is. But no, I'm with you, Rich. Kobe would do it too. Kobe would make you wish you never uttered those words ever again. And that's the difference between him and LeBron. How was LeBron? Which is it's smart in a way because you do want to stick with your game plan and win because Anthony Davis has to be their best player. But Michael Jordan always been the Bulls' best game plan. So that's what it was. So I want to see LeBron respond and take the challenge and really make it good for the NBA. But I don't think he's gonna do what them guys do. I think the Lakers should come out fired up. And I think, like I said, I think it's good for the NBA because it sells, the game more, the smack talk. It makes it exciting. But I don't see LeBron responding how we expect him to respond.
David, thank you, Steve. David, he said Dylan Brooks was like, hey, I'm not afraid to poke the bear. Basically, I don't respect no one until they put 40 up on me. What's your thoughts on that, man? Now,
he asked him for it.
Steve, Dave, let me put this out there before you talk. We know the thing's circulating, and Steve made a good point to it. Mike got that killer instinct. I'm gonna make you regret them words. Sort of the narrative that surrounds LeBron is not that he's too passive or anything like that, but we want to see that killer instinct. What do you think? How do you think he responds? Because he's literally being called out by this young player right now. He called him old. Go ahead, David.
Most of the time, when you poke a bear, you get killed in the forest. This is going to be one of the exceptions. He's going to poke a bear in game 3 and be able to poke him again in game 4 because LeBron is just not that person. Now, don't get me wrong. LeBron might come out with a cute triple-double, 25, 10, and 10, and not worry about the scoring thing as long as the Lakers stay competitive and try and win.
Right.
But he's not going to go out there and take it personal. In his eyes, it's like, who is Dylan Brooks? If Josh said that, he might be excited. If Jaren Jackson said that, he might feel a little itch.
Wow.
From from Dylan Brooks, he's like, whatever.
But Mike, it's just like my 15-year-old son, right? He plays high school football and everything else, and he plays corner. Right now, at my age, I can't do nothing to him. He'll jam me, beat me up, but I'm always bringing up back in the day, I'll bust your ass. But
whoa,
keep it clean so I don't get sick.
Oh, it's clean, all right.
Monetization, man. We trying to monetize over here. Go ahead.
But anyway, it's just the point that I think LeBron's at that age that his body can't do what it used to do. His heart might be there, and he's probably looking at his son, saying that as soon as my son come up, he gonna do what I used to do, but LeBron can't do it every game. And if he try to force the game, he's going to be hurt in the next 2 or 3 games. So he just got to take it easy and just be himself and just take it to that one game and just one game at a time thing. Yeah. Because if he try to take it to him too hard, he's going to pay for it later on.
Oh, so don't buy into the
Don't buy into it because he's going to force you to do something that you might want to do in that one game. But then later on, the body's going to be saying, hey, back on them toes, those crooked toes that he got gone, and he might pay for it later on during the season. So then that's the young buck playing with him, trying to force him to do something that LeBron can't do the way he used to do.
No perspective. I didn't think about that. Steve, I see you. Hold that thought. David, go ahead, finish your thought. I'm gonna go to Steve on that too. I want y'all to respond to that. That's a good take. That he's baiting him right now. I didn't pay attention. I didn't view it that way. Go ahead, David.
And I feel 100% what Richie said, because that's how LeBron is thinking right now. I don't have to go out here and dominate Dylan Brooks. Who is Dylan Brooks? I just got to win our first home game in Los Angeles and get us the lead.
Right.
That's all he's thinking right now. Like I said, 25, 12, and 10 is the same thing as dropping 45 on somebody.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
He just got to get the win. That's all that counts.
That's
all that numbers game don't apply no more. You just got to get the win, and then you just look at him and laugh.
Yep, I'm now up 2-1.
So
Yep.
Mark, let me read Mark's comment before I go to Steve. He told LeBron to drop 40 on him to get his respect. That would mean 80 for MJ. These young dudes, These young dudes don't respect him and AD. And then go ahead, Steve, because you was clicking it. Click the other one. Yep. And then that's what Mark's assessment is. And then Tim said Jordan will put jokers in retirement homes. Dylan Brooks will put Bron on the bench quick. Listen, man, he baiting him, man. I feel like the bait thing is I didn't think about that. But David, so let me make sure I understand this day and age, Steve.
I got something.
This day and age of NBA players, like the superstars, don't care if the quote-unquote scrubs or role players talk about them. They're not moved by that. That's what David said.
So that's what I wanted to say. So let me give y'all a refresher. And I hate going back because Mike don't like to go back, but I'm gonna go back just to show you. I'm outlining something. Give me a minute. So Dylan Brooks is not the first. Lance Stevenson, when he was in Indiana, Deshaun Stevenson, remember him for Washington?
Yeah, I remember him.
Like these dudes been doing this to LeBron. Like they've been trying to get in his head that way. Like, but he doesn't let them take him off his square. He stick to the game plan. Again, he's not like Mike and Kobe where he's gonna light them up and he's gonna always make what he feel is the best play for the team. That's always been his mentality. Mike and Kobe feel they are what's best for the team. So I just want to say that, like, this is nothing new. Like, dude's been trying to get in LeBron's head. Remember Lance Stevenson blew in his ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then touched his mouth with his hand. Deshaun Stevenson was talking junk on him.
Yeah.
Even Joakim Noah,
he
was talking junk on him in Cleveland, talking about who wants to go to Cleveland. Cleveland ain't nowhere special.
Right.
This is not nothing new for LeBron. People always did that. And they even went as far as to say that brought up Delonte West and his moms in the playoffs before. So dude's been trying to get in LeBron's head, man. They know that's a tactic for him. And
does he get rattled? I don't see him get rattled, really, to be honest with you. Like David said, don't seem like he paid him much attention. He'd be like, y'all keep talking. I'm gonna just get my 27, 12, and 10, like Rich and David said.
And not only that, what always talks more than anything is money. How much money you made, how much money you got, what you got. And LeBron just drives home to any one of his homes in different states that he has and all that other stuff. So he's saying, you're trying to get what I got.
Well, I don't think it's so much about the money.
Tyrone, where you at, man? I gotta make sure I get your input. Go ahead.
I think it's about this dude is a 4-time champion.
Yeah.
4 times Finals MVP, 4-time NBA regular season MVP. He's the all-time NBA leading scorer. What does Dylan Brooks has on his resume to point at and say, I got this that you don't got, LeBron?
Yeah,
LeBron got a billion things he can point to at Dylan Brooks. And so he just got to remember and say, I am who I am. And none of us, I don't think on this thing, think LeBron is the GOAT. I don't think none of us think that. But here's the thing.
Even we all know Paul got Jordan at 58%.
No, but that's not the point. The point I'm making is none of us think he the GOAT, but we all believe that he's in the conversation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks not even in the conversation of top,
listen, LeBron
top 100 players.
Tyrone is the GOAT.
Tyrone loved Dylan Brooks.
LeBron is the GOAT because how many jokers you know in the NBA?
He
How
ain't the
many
GOAT.
jokers you know in the NBA got rings almost everywhere they went?
Oh no, he's amazing.
That doesn't make you
That
the
don't make
GOAT.
that don't
Got
make you the
6, but he
GOAT.
only got them
That
in
don't make you the
Chicago.
GOAT,
That
Rich.
don't make you the
It
GOAT.
Hey,
does.
we're not
It
gonna
does.
open
No, it
that
don't.
GOAT
It does
Steve,
because
we're
wherever
not
you
open
go, a
that GOAT
championship
combo
might
because we'll
follow.
be here for 2 hours. We already know how
Hey,
that play out.
That's why I'm keeping my mouth
if that's your point, then what about Robert Orr, who got about what 7?
No,
About
but
6 or 7.
Yeah.
that's you can't use that though, Tyrone.
What?
Even
No,
though
but that's what I'm
hold
saying
on,
is though
even
he's
though
saying is
hold
he's
on,
saying he
even
went
though I
everywhere for
agree with you
championships.
that even though I agree with you that LeBron isn't the GOAT, Robert Horry and LeBron roles are not the same. You can't
No, what
you can't say that.
I didn't bring it up for
Rings, though,
that.
right?
I just brought it up to saying that there's multiple players that went different places and won championships. That does
Yo,
not define
this dude is
Well, I'm
LeBron as
not.
tripping.
being
I'm
the
not
GOAT.
talking
Yo,
about. I'm not talking
share
about
that comment. This dude is
just the
tripping.
backup player or an average player. I'm talking about the starter on the team that you know that as soon as the headlines pop up, LeBron's on that team.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna want to go follow him to
That's a
go
fact.
get that ring.
That's a fact.
So you can't tell me that man is not the GOAT because you're gonna
Rich,
wait till he
Sure.
die.
The
Rich,
GOAT, like you have him.
Rich, this is first year in the playoffs in 3 years, bro.
You one of those. You one of
It
those.
don't.
Listen,
It don't
let me
matter.
make sure I go
Look at all
And
around.
he
the
had to
years
go
he's
to
been
the
there.
play-in to
All
get
I
in.
gotta say is Michael Jordan is 6-0 finals. What else do we got to talk about?
We
I
not
know
gonna-
it could have been
I'm not-
8.
What
though,
else do
if
we
he
have
didn't
to
play
talk about?
baseball.
Discussion. Let me go back to David. We're gonna leave the GOAT alone. We'll be here. We'll go past our time. Go ahead, David.
Mm.
Like I said, we're not going to go into the GOAT
Thank
conversation.
you.
As far as Dylan Brooks, who cares? You got to win the series first. And now you got to win the series without Ja Morant. So you can talk all that you want. You have to now back it up. LeBron doesn't have to back anything up in the series. Dylan Brooks now has to back it up, and his teammates now have to back it up. So he put more pressure on himself
And the
than he did
team.
LeBron James. LeBron
Yep.
James is going to be who LeBron James is in any series.
But can we not point out that the Lakers just lost at full strength to a Ja Morant-less team?
Yeah, but they
Did not
lost
just
it.
happen.
They lost in Memphis, bro. They kind of achieved. Lakers kind
You
of
lost your
achieved what they wanted to
superstar that we
achieve.
just talked about superstars.
But they played
The
more as a
Lakers
team.
the Lakers at full strength. And your star
But
player,
they-
which I'm not even going to say is LeBron, is Anthony Davis. And
Yeah,
you see what
yeah.
kind of
I
game
agree.
he had.
But I agree. But I feel like Memphis played more together as a team when Ja is out. Don't get me wrong, Ja is their best player. But the ball moves more fluidly when Ja is out, and that's when everybody get more of their shots.
You know why? You know why is that?
Because
you
point,
can't.
I want to move on to the East because we ain't
You
coming to
can't,
East at all. Go
you
ahead.
can't construct a Laker team in the last couple months of the season and think y'all gonna be in sync in the playoffs. How is that gonna work? You got a Memphis team that's been together for 2 to 3 years. They're gonna play together. Now you got the Lakers trying to scramble and play together for the last month and a half, full strength, and they still can't beat a Memphis team. There's something wrong with that.
David, go ahead. While you got a chance, go ahead.
AT, then that's the same argument for your Phoenix Sun theories because they only played 8 games together. And as far
there's a difference.
Hold on, Tyler. Let him finish. Let him finish, Tyler. Go ahead.
As far as Memphis having the edge, no, they already lost the edge because the Lakers stole a game in Memphis. Now let's go play our games in LA.
That's what I was saying.
Good point.
That's what I was saying. That's the point I made, David. That's what I was saying. They stole one in Memphis. They mission accomplished.
You lose one game, you have lost home field advantage.
In order for you to get home field advantage, now you gotta win it.
To lose the last game.
Yeah. Let me read Mark's comment. Mark said, this is to all of my panel expert now. This is my last comment for y'all to respond to for the Lakers series. We gonna leave it alone because anytime it's LeBron talk, it turns and shifts to other stuff. We want to specifically deal with the series, which we've done, and then we're gonna go on to the other series that's here before we transition to NFL, which we're not even there yet. Please ask yourself this question. You really think Dylan Brooks thinks he's old? You really think only Dylan Brooks thinks he's old? That attitude is his willingness to say it comes from the Memphis locker room. It represents the next generation. Ja represents the next generation. All right, so he's saying the locker room, that is the consensus in the locker room that, that's old man Bron. Get him frustrated. Do what, you know, and nobody fearing old man Bron based on what Mark said, because Ja is in their locker room and he is the one that represents the next generation. So y'all feel like there's any
Hey, one thing, Mike. LeBron might not be the GOAT, but he's definitely the BOAT. Best of all time. All right. So if y'all don't want to call him the GOAT, that's fine. But y'all better put some respect on.
I mean, when you said that horrible comment, that was horrible. I had to mute you. Sorry, that was really bad.
No, that was actually
I
funny.
wanna
He
mute
the
you
boat.
because I like you, but that was so bad.
He
You
was the
lucky
boat.
I have my button. When I get my button back, you gonna get the trash. I get
Yo,
the boat.
I'm not giving him trash for that, bro. That was actually funny. He's the
Man, listen,
boat.
David, go ahead, wrap it up as we move on to the next series.
To what Mark was saying, at Memphis, they whole timeline, Ja Morant,
I like
early
that, Rich.
20s, Bane, early 20s. Brooks is the actual old head on that team. Him and Adams close
Can you
to
say
30.
all in your 20s though, like realistic?
No, well, Brooks is
No, he's saying because he's the oldest. That's all.
I know, but you can't really call him
because he
old.
played in Brooklyn for a long time and nobody knew about him.
Right.
So and that Memphis locker room, they looking like, yo, we playing against a senior citizen. We better beat him up. Memphis looked at it that way.
Let's see. He's like, what? He 38 now? How old is he now?
LeBron is 38.
Hey, 38, man. Putting up numbers on the young boys out there.
But Mike, you gotta also think about LeBron. Every year since he's been in the league is either playoffs or championships. How many guys that you can
Not
say
the last
all them
two.
years that they played, they always been in the playoffs and in the championship.
Oh, he solidified his spot. It's in
So
the conversation. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, I have no knock on him. I was just trying to figure out, because the era we grew up in, when a player got called out the way he got called out, the MJs, like, we know people wouldn't even put their mouth on MJ to even say put 40 up on me, because they know he'll put 50 up on you. So it's just the audacity, the mitigated gall that they would sit here and actually, that Brooks is echoing what the locker room is.
But LeBron ain't never been like that.
Yeah.
but you know what?
LeBron
you know
will
what
always
else too,
make
Mike?
the right basketball play.
Right.
But you know what else is that
Good point,
a
Tom.
lot of this
That's
stuff
the point I
been-
made.
But a lot of this stuff been
Tomato.
you got to talk nicely to people nowadays. Back in the day, you just called them off whatever came out your mouth, even on your show right now.
Uh-huh.
We got to watch what we say, or else you going to get, whatever. But
Oh, listen. Y'all know the sound clips come because a couple of y'all done got some heat. Y'all done ducked the smoke, though. Rich, you got some heat on you at that day.
so anyway, going back to, that's why LeBron don't feed into all that, because he knows just that hot mic might get him.
Yeah.
And then
'Cause
that
he's a
hot
boat.
might get him. Then there goes that fine, there goes that whatever. So he ain't. I mean, back in the day, like with Jordan and all of them and Isaiah, I mean, it was nothing but talk, and it wasn't about your game.
Yeah.
It was about your mother, your sister, your brother, everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
mean,
the
just
fact
the
that
talking
these
stop.
guys the trash talking is there. It makes it, when those two match up, you really want to see that, because like, put your money where your mouth is. So I do like that. Rich, Mark got a message for you. Said if anybody knows about boats, it's Richie. I guess that's the NFL slap in the face right there, because of the the playoffs and all of that. You had to throw that in there. But let me move on to the surprise series, my last series in the West, man. Sacramento, 2-0, Golden State.
I'm not surprised.
The fan base look like they've been waiting for this moment to shine. Sacramento,
They hungry.
The hidden gem in the NBA that nobody knew about. We got a point guard that is a star. I mean, he's been a star. He's been really good since he's been there. But he's showing. Listen, 2-0 on Golden State. Steve, I'm gonna give it to you. Tyrone, come on screen because you're going after Steve. Should Golden State be worried? Draymond suspended. What's going on, man?
I don't feel Golden State should be worried until they go to Golden State and you see how that plays. Golden State haven't been good on the road all year. Look at it. They haven't been good on the road all year. That's why I said that I'm not surprised. Sacramento been good all year. Golden State haven't been good on the road all year.
Okay.
This game tonight will tell me everything. This is a statement game for me, and it's without Draymond Green.
Yeah.
So this game will mean more because this is a home game. I want to see how Golden State look at home. If they come out and they punch Sacramento in the mouth and say, you know what, we better than y'all. You know, we're at home now. We're way better at home. Then I'll say, nah, Golden State shouldn't be worried. But if Golden State allow Sacramento to stick around, then yeah, they need to be worried because you can't give a team like that life because you're just going to keep giving them confidence and keep them around, and then they're going to feel like they can beat you. And that's why Memphis is the way they are, because they beat Golden State in a bubble without Clay, and now their heads is big. They think they, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't think that way. I'm glad they do, but you can't give them that kind of life because they're going to be hard to get rid of.
Okay.
So tonight's game to me makes the statement, if it means more than those two games to me, at least, because Golden State haven't been good on the road all year.
All right.
Wasn't the Kings head coach, was an assistant coach for Golden State?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to get into.
Because
I get my turn.
You can't tell me that if I'm an assistant coach, Mike, and you're the head coach, I know you, but you don't know me. So I know exactly all your plays because I've been hearing you in practice all the time. And you never gave me a shot to run my plays.
Yeah.
So now I'm over here running my plays. Plus, I know everything you want to do. So now when they're doing this and doing that on defense, that's why the Kings look like they're just exposing them. Like they're in the paint. Oh my God, they're exposing them.
Rich, you just said the Kings look like they're exposing them. You know that's documented that you said that. So when the series turn around and the Kings,
it ain't gonna turn around because the Kings got the blueprint.
Woo, that's a good hot take right there.
They got the listen.
I promise I'm gonna go to Tyrone.
If you got the blueprint, it's just like your boy who's coaching the Texans. If he come around and play y'all, if he got anything good on offense, he's gonna expose your defense.
Makes sense.
And expose your offense.
Look at Rich with the hot take again. I like that, man. Expose it. Okay. Tyrone, what's your take? Golden State, Sacramento. Should Golden State be worried, or Sacramento, like Rich said, is Sacramento, they exposing them and they really about that right now. What you think?
Expose what? What did they expose?
They 2-0 right now. Go up 3-0 tonight.
I mean, so have we not been? I mean, I don't like going on history too much, but at the end of the day, man, we talking about some players that just got a smell of what the playoffs. I don't think anybody on that team ever even won more than 2 playoff games. I'm not even sure, but I'm pretty sure.
No, Harrison Barnes won a championship with the Warriors.
Okay, you got one player, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anybody else don't even know what the second round even feels like. So you got that on one side.
They're gonna know what it feels like next week.
Go ahead, Tom.
All right. If you think that's how basketball works, where it's just like, you know, experience matters. Experience
100%
matters. Just because they are up 0-2, that's the perfect remedy for the Warriors to do something about that, especially all the adversity. Draymond Green, you know, getting suspended, all of this stuff. You got the 2 number 1 shooters of all time on one team, and you don't think they can get that done? What basketball are we talking about? Like, it's not over at all.
We gotta have a conversation because they're down 2-0.
I guess we have to, but let's be real. Like we talking about Steph Curry and we talking about Klay Thompson.
Right.
If you have those 2 on your team, you always have a chance to win anything. It don't take much for them to go off for 30 apiece and the game is over. Defense or offensively, to be real, like this, we just talking about basketball here. I get where, you know, everybody on this bandwagon where they just won 2-0 and now they think that the Warriors just all out of it when they just won a championship last year. Come on, man. How are we doing that?
Especially for a team like the Warriors, who again, not good on the road, but excellent at home.
Yeah.
But the Kings are great away. Look up their records away.
They were good on the seat. The season and the playoffs are 2 different things. Like they were a great season, you know, one of the relative teams that had a great season. They ain't had a great
So,
season in
I don't know if you watched
years.
them games, Richie, but those games were really close. They didn't blow Golden State out, so they wasn't exposing them.
Go ahead, David, let me-
Them shots that Golden State missing, that they missed, them shots
Yeah.
that they were missing because they missed a lot of
Make them
shots.
tonight.
They're not going to be missing them in Golden State.
They're not.
I'm telling you,
Hold up. Go ahead, David. David, hurry up. Go
they're
ahead.
not.
Y'all,
Go ahead.
some key elements of this series that y'all missing out. You keep saying last year they were the champions last year. Guess what?
I never said last year.
They're not playing Kuminga. They're not playing Moody. Both of those guys have only
Moody is playing.
8 minutes. They've only
That's
played
Moody
8.
playing.
They've only
Moody played a
8
lot.
the last 2 games.
No, Moody played a lot.
No, he hasn't. Go check
I've watched the game. He played a lot.
Go check the numbers and see how many minutes he played the last 2 games combined, Steven. Add them up. It doesn't go over 25 minutes. Secondly, Steph can't guard Fox. If y'all not watching these games,
Fox
he
is too
can't
Can't guard him either. You got to play both sides of
You
the
got to play both sides.
ball.
he
Steph can't guard Fox, but there's another person in the league that could guard Steph
Yeah, that's true.
one-on-one.
That's fact. All right. We'll get ready to move off. Go ahead, David. You had one more point. I'm about to move off for the Golden State series. Go ahead, David.
And finally, y'all keep talking about the X's and O's like Rich brought up. Mike Brown, congratulations on him for winning Coach of the Year, is out coaching the crap out of Curry in those first 2 games.
Kerr
In those first 2 games.
Curry.
It'll be 3-0 after tonight. It'll be 3-0 after tonight, and it'll be done before Monday.
Ooh, hot take.
So you think the Warriors gonna get swept?
Wow.
Yo, listen, and I'm not saying sweat.
No, just answer the question. Do you think the
No,
Warriors
so.
getting swept?
I don't.
I think so.
Swept. I know
If
they're
it's done-
losing tonight.
If they done before Monday, that means a sweep.
No, because they will play. They play tonight, Thursday.
They play tonight, and then they play again Sunday.
Okay, so maybe Tuesday. They'll get a gentleman sweep out of it. I would say it 4-0. It might be 4-1. But I'm telling you, there's problems in Golden State. And not to even say that, y'all don't understand. The chemistry might be off because Wiggins just came back. We don't know what he was dealing with, but he just came back. So his chemistry, he has to get
Acclimated.
reacclimated to playing that style of ball in the playoffs. And Barnes and Wiggins cancel each other out from the get-go. Barnes has had the edge these 2 games because Wiggins ain't the same player he was last year when he helped them win the chip. He was really the number 2 option last year. These 2 games, he's like the 3rd or 4th option.
He wasn't the number 2 option. He just stepped up and been their number 2. He was never the number 2 option. He just played so lights out last year. He seemed like he was the number 2 option. He wasn't their number 2 option. Their number 2 option was Poole last year. Because even Clay wasn't their number 2 option. You could tell by the money that they gave them who was the number 2.
Yeah, and
Jordan Poole was their number 2
once the
option.
3 of
He
them
just
are
played
all-
better than
once
them.
the 3 of them are all on. They're really hard to beat, man.
Exactly.
When
And
you play-
that's the thing. That's the thing that everybody forgetting. Golden State was missing shots. They're not gonna keep missing shots, bro.
They do live and
They're
die by
not.
that, though. So Mark said tonight is big for Golden State. Like Ty said, experience does matter, but also momentum. What Rich was talking about with the
Hey,
exposure
Mike,
thing.
not only that,
Kings
the
win
Kings
tonight,
are hungry.
momentum's on their side, and they still have home court advantage. Look at the love. Look at the assessment for the Kings, but it's realistic when you go up 2-0 with the potential to make it 3-0. So it makes sense. It makes sense.
So the Kings, and I want to be on record saying this: the Kings outshot the Golden State Warriors.
They did.
Because they was missing shots.
They
You
did.
think that's gonna go on the whole series?
Not in Golden State. I don't see that. happening.
Exactly.
I don't see
Y'all bugging if y'all think
I
that.
don't see it in Golden State. I don't get. He said Moody equals Robin Parrish. Disrespectful. Is it disrespectful? Kind of.
No, Parrish was good.
I didn't like Parrish's game, but
I didn't either, but he
I don't
wasn't.
see
That doesn't
Moody
mean he
being
wasn't
like
good.
Parrish. Mark.
You didn't like Tim Duncan's game, and he's considered the best power
Well,
forward.
Tim Duncan, I can actually deal with because Tim Duncan had, give you a little something, everything. Moody don't even give you no real scoring, so I don't know why he compared him to. Well, Parrish is I guess so. No, I'm not going with that, Mark. I ain't co-signing that, but I understand. Timmy said Kings and a clean sweep. Well, it's a lot of Kings fans.
He's a Suns fan,
right
bro.
now.
He's a
sound
Suns
little
fan.
crazy.
He's a Suns fan. The only way he think they can get to the chip is get rid of Golden State before they get to them.
Oh, divide and conquer. I got you. I see you, Timmy. You don't want to face Golden State, so you want somebody else to do your dirty work. I see what you're doing out here. All right, man. So that's it for the West. Do I need to touch on the Knicks and Cavs? Any of y'all care?
No.
Any interest? No.
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 Look, man, the Knicks work hard. The series is 1-1. Like it can
No.
be anybody. No.
After the blowout,
And I like the Cavs. But no.
over. They beat the
David after what?
After the blowout yesterday, that series is over. They beat the will out of the New York Knicks yesterday.
No. David, they had woke them up. When they go back to New York, it's going to be a whole different game.
I think so too.
Nah, bro.
If y'all think going to go to the state,
Cleveland is a way better team than the
New York.
Knicks,
See
bro.
what's going to happen.
I think the Knicks. I think the Cavs slept on the Knicks. They didn't sleep on them the second game. This series is over, bro.
Rich,
it's only 1-1. How y'all gonna say it's over?
They won't win another game, bro.
But there was Knicks.
Lamar, you had a disrespect to your Knicks, man. Go ahead.
There was Knicks with bloody mouths, bloody noses, getting thrown all over the place.
And it ain't gonna happen in New York. That's my point, David.
Nobody fought back. I'm like, yo, the
David,
Knicks and beat up. I like calling the cops on
David. You don't fight somebody at home because you don't know what they got. But when they come to your house,
right,
it's gonna get dirty. It's going with the fan base.
No, his dude said the Cavs suck.
No, don't mind you. I'm posted up. They coming in rapid fire. They coming in rapid fire right now. He said the Knicks need to move on to the next round. Then they can be up for discussion. So right now, they're not even on the radar. Y'all don't even want to discuss them. And all of y'all are from the tri-state area one way or another. And now y'all don't want to talk about the Knicks who are the playoffs. Disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
I don't want to talk about.
Y'all ain't got no business on the PATH train no more.
No more. All right,
don't go on the PATH train no more.
So
I don't want to talk about the Celtics and the Hawks either.
So look, so Ruben said the Knicks need to get rid of Barrett. I don't know if I want to do that. I still see Zion going there at some point, but Barrett ain't the problem.
But the thing is, with
Zion just signed a contract with.
I know, man. I keep saying that, we're hoping that it'll happen, but it won't happen.
In that Knicks game, the head coach to me had the wrong lineup out there, and then he kept trying to feed somebody, aka white boy, down low that wasn't catching the ball.
Yeah. Why are we talking about the Knicks, man? Still,
they won and won. They in the playoffs, man. We gave Golden State down 0-2. 2-0, 2-0. So we gotta respect the 1-1 split.
Yeah, but the Warriors are still the defending champions. I don't want to talk about the Knicks.
What about so I'm off the Knicks now? What about the Nets and the 76ers? I know we touched on it.
That's a good game. But Philly gonna win that, man.
Guy in the Nets. Why we care about the Nets?
They about to be down 0-3. Nobody cares about the Nets right now.
They about to sweep the Nets, bro.
Steven he watching the game, talk about that's a good game, but they're down. They're about to be down 0-3. Next team.
I mean that series is more entertaining than the Knicks series to me.
Down 0-3, what's entertaining?
I said what I said. For me, the series is more entertaining.
If you're down 0-3, what's entertaining?
Why can't it be entertaining for me? It's entertaining. Why do you have a problem with it being entertaining for me?
We would love to know.
Because of the antics, like I said in the beginning.
You like watching movies.
Like you're getting offended by me being entertained by the series. Why can't I be entertained?
The bad guy dies in 5 minutes and they still
No, I don't. No, I don't.
What's entertaining about that series for us? Enlighten us so we'll know.
I like the fact that Brooklyn, especially their center, I like the fact that Brooklyn center, like he's getting in Embiid's face. This game to me is entertaining. Not the whole series, this game.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for
Yes.
clarifying. I thought you were talking the series. I was like,
I said that in the beginning when we first started the show. I said that.
before you went and corrected David, I didn't know you said that. All right.
Yeah, I said that in the beginning before the show started. That
What
this
about-
game right here is entertaining. And David said, "Oh, you making me put the game on."
And then I
Remember
cut
that?
it off. And then I cut it off.
Well, the score
10-point lead.
is up right now.
Well, Timmy said early exit for the Nets. I agree. As much as I would like for them to win, I don't see it. Play. I don't think you got to have at least a marquee guy.
Timmy said the Warriors getting swept. Don't put no stock in what he said.
And Ruben said net series is full of foolishness. Again, everybody got their own opinion. Listen, I have not been intrigued by it at all. I watched some of it and I was like, turned. It was. I need to see a star player, man. I need somebody to be that guy, and I don't get that when I watch the Nets. For me, it's like it could be anybody depending on the night for me. So let me put one more comment up, and Steve, since you think it's entertaining, I don't. Mark said just to be contrary, just because. Only on our show.
I said this game is entertaining to me, not the series.
Mark, where Blake?
This game.
He ain't with the Nets. Where he at now? Where Blake Griffin at right now? He with Atlanta? I forgot.
Should be out of the league.
He still got a job somewhere, man. So let me go on. So Bucks and Heat. Any breakdown there for me, David? I'll start with you. Breakdown. Bucks, Heat, anything.
Jimmy Butler in playoff mode is one of the top 5 players in the league. I don't care what anybody says.
No, he's not.
During the regular season,
No, he's not.
he coasts.
No,
When
he's
the
not.
playoffs, he becomes a shark and water just looking for blood, and he finds a way to keep his team in it. The first game, he had double-digit assists. The other night, he won and dropped 26 points. He's just doing whatever it takes to make the Heat irrelevant in the playoffs. And I don't like to talk good about the Heat because of Terrence, especially wish he was here, but I have to give it to them. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, a different animal. This is going to be a 6-game series, but I think Milwaukee will find a way to come out of it.
Milwaukee coming out of the East, in my opinion.
This series is over if Giannis plays.
Milwaukee coming
It
out of
ain't
the
a
East, man. Giannis
it's
is
not
gonna
a
He couldn't even walk.
Hold up. Is he? Yeah. What is the severity of his injury? Like, what is he's done for the series? He's
It's
coming
a
back.
bruised tailbone, so they don't know.
That's the worst.
Essentially.
Ooh. Yikes. Was
That's
that
the
dirty?
worst.
Was that dirty, Steve? Rich, was it dirty?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
No,
David, did you think
no,
it was dirty?
I seen that play just like I seen the Julius Randle play. It's just him driving and landing awkwardly. Like both of those plays, people try to make it out to be something that it wasn't.
Uh-huh.
It's just the physical nature of a guy being 6'10", 250 pounds,
Okay.
dunking hard and falling on his back. There was nothing bad or malice about that play.
All right. I respect it.
But the thing too, Mike, is that
Jimmy Butler is not a top 5 player in the NBA. Let's not skip over that.
I said
He's not top 5 in the
David, yeah,
NBA.
clarify that. You're saying, because I heard this echoed a couple. Y'all didn't echo Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, a couple of times the last
Playoffs,
couple of years.
regular season, preseason, in the bubble,
Yeah.
in the YMCA.
Yeah,
Jimmy
y'all
Butler is
gotta-
not top 5.
So there's no confusion. Elaborate, clarify, whatever you got to do, so the listeners as well as myself understand the why behind what you're saying and what exactly are you saying as it relates to Jimmy Butler.
In the playoffs, Jimmy Butler has the ability to transform his game to be a defensive stopper on anybody. He has the ability to. He just did it the other night when he had.
Who did he stop? Because what's the name been going off every game, and that's who he been guarding.
Steve, let it rock.
Middleton been going off, and that's who he been guarding.
Why are you not letting me finish?
Hold up, let it rock. Go ahead, David.
Could be a defensive stopper on somebody. He could come out and play the point guard, which he had to do in game 1 when he dropped double-digit assists. He could be a scorer. In the playoffs, when it's time to turn it up, nobody in the NBA turns it up as much as Jimmy Butler. That's my personal opinion, and nobody is changing that. During the regular season, he don't care. The moment that clock strikes playoffs, he is a force in the NBA playoffs.
How convenient that a Heat fan comes on soon as you
So-
start talking about Jimmy Butler. Interested how that happened. Very interesting. Go ahead, Steve. Since he commented on that, you want to rebuttal before I give it to the Heat?
100%. I want to rebuttal that foolishness.
And we
Jimmy Butler
coming up
is
on
not,
the
and I
NBA
like Jimmy
in like
Butler.
3 minutes.
And I like Jimmy Butler, don't get me wrong, but he ain't no top 5 in the regular season. He ain't top 5 in the playoffs. He's a great player. He plays his role. And you talking about him being a defensive stopper. He didn't stop Chris Middleton because he went off both games. So who did he, and that's who he was guarding. So who did he stop?
Not go off game 1.
Bro, Chris Middleton scored, what he scored, 24 the first game? That's not stopping nobody.
24 is going off? What number?
That's not 24 not going off, but that's not stopping him. That's like his average.
24 is not going
24
off.
is like
You're
Chris
crazy.
Middleton's average.
24 is not going off.
24 is also like Chris Middleton's average.
And
That's
now
not stopping him.
and go back to watching your Nets game because the center you love so much just got ejected. So go back to watching that game.
What
But
center
don't
I love?
Talk about Jimmy Butler.
What center do I love?
Don't talk about Jimmy Butler not being a player
we talking about.
or batting tester. You're
What
crazy.
center do I love? You don't even know what you talk about. What center do I
What
love?
city you talking about?
Nick
The
Claxton.
Nets.
I don't love no Nick Claxton. What are you talking about?
The center from
No,
the Nets.
you just
saying
said
like
the
the center.
stuff,
Him and,
bro.
Embiid was going at it.
He's playing so hard and
Yeah,
passionate.
you were saying him
No,
and
that's
Embiid
not
was
what I
going at it.
said. See, y'all don't
just got
listen to stuff.
ejected.
That's not what I said.
All
That's
right,
not what I said.
all right, Steve, you made your point, and I'm about to go to Terrence before we get ready to
Go ahead,
wrap
Terrence.
up NBA.
Stop misquoting me, bro.
Go ahead.
Mike, hold on, Steve. They got to really check out Giannis because all that tailbone injury, if it's a bulge disc or something like that, he might be done. Because I'm talking about for the series.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
For the
though,
series, he might be done. Oh, because listen, I
we
went
got nothing
back
to beat the Heat
surgery.
without him.
Well, he's probable for the next game.
That ain't no joke.
Look at Terrence face.
So both your legs go. It ain't just
Yeah,
one.
that's
Both
major-
your
that's
legs
major.
go. If a tailbone or something like that happens to your spine, both your legs are gone.
Yeah.
So they better monetize that. And it ain't no daggone tailbone bruise.
The
Because
Nets-
that joker could barely walk back to the locker room.
The X-rays came back negative. So
All right.
they monitor-
That's good.
Good.
then.
Good.
When that happened, he got X-rayed that same night. So
Terrence, thank you, David. Thank you for that, giving us an update on that because I didn't know what the status.
Middleton scored 33 the first game.
That ain't.
He scored 33 the first game.
33 is lighting somebody up.
33 the first game.
He Googling stuff, man.
Asking
You
people to
cheating,
drop
man.
40 on him, so 31 is average is lighting it up.
All right, I'm done. I'm done.
33 ain't being shut down either.
33 in a loss, Steven.
33 ain't being shut down either.
33 in a loss.
Terrence, let me get your insight on Miami as we move on from Milwaukee. What's your take on your boys right now? 1-1 in the series. Obviously, having Giannis out is basically a nice little gift for you guys. Might have been dirty. I don't know. What's your take, man?
It's over. That's my take. It's over. They done won. They won one. It's over, dude. It's over. We're gonna take them out to deep water and then drown them.
Ooh.
You dirty. Y'all feel remorse? You feel remorse for the dirty play that your player did that caused the superstar to get hurt?
Brother, this is all. This is basketball. This is all fair
Hey,
and
off.
war. What you mean?
Took his legs out, man. He couldn't put his legs down because he was tied up in the air, man.
Listen. He should get. He go get Geico then. Go get Geico. You know what I mean? This is playoff. This is playoff ball, brother. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man.
So
You know,
what you got?
hey,
So what you
happens
got?
to the best.
How many games you got y'all winning before it's over? Like how many games is it gonna take for you to knock this out? And move on?
I don't think they're gonna win no more games anyway. I think this is it. We're gonna trash in the rest. Steve, you can look all you want to, brother. You know what I mean? But I don't care. I said what I said.
I can
It's
have
over.
an opinion.
It's over.
Can I have
And
an
like my man
opinion?
said, and like my man said, with
Can
the
I have an
tailbone-
opinion though?
And like my man said with the tailbone situation, it doesn't matter whatever if the X-rays came back negative. If that thing flares up, thing flares up, you know what I mean? Because the back is very sensitive. Like he said before, It affects your knees, all that stuff, man. So if that thing flares up, it's a wrap. Remember
I
when
hate it when role players hurt star players. That just really irks my nerves when that happens. Like, I want to see them at full strength, not Giannis get hurt from some dude that just happened to be in there to tie him up in the air. Like, it just takes away from it.
You ever heard that? You ever heard that song God did?
They not come when you want them, but he came right on. Horrible, son. Horrible. So as I close the Nets, Terrence, there was a little debate that I had to end where David
That's
said,
the only way y'all getting out the series, Terrence, is with Giannis hurt.
Get out of here.
So as I wrap the NBA actually as a whole, Celtics and Hawks, we don't care. We know Boston gonna win that series. I don't think there's anybody surprised by that. Right. Blake Griffin is with the Boston Celtics. Thank you, Mark, for that information. But Terrence, there was a slight thing as I closed the NBA. Terrence is the last one, and it's his team, so I need him to give me a real, fair, unbiased assessment. David said, and I quote, "Playoff Jimmy is a top 5 player in the league." We've heard this echoed a couple of years between you and Cello. You heard somebody that has nothing to do with y'all even mention that. So do you still stand by that? Because I know you were butchering your roster a couple of shows ago that nobody really stepped up. Do you feel like...
I got to give him... I'll be honest with you, that is true. When you look at... If Jimmy didn't get hurt last year, man, if he didn't get hurt last year, I think that they would have went to the dance. I'm not saying that they would have won the whole thing, I think they would have definitely went to the championship. You know what I mean? For sure. He ran out of gas, whatever. He was hurt up. You know what I mean? So I think if he did, like you look at his stats when the game is on the line, brother, you know what I mean? He puts it on the line, whatever. Whatever you need him to do, rebound, steals, play defense, shoot. That's him. So you got to give it to him. So I think what David's saying is accurate. I think Steve is absolutely 100% undoubtedly incorrect in his synopsis of this whole situation.
Mark also said that he's not top 5. He's top 10. Yes, he gave Jimmy top 10.
Who said that? Who said that?
Mark said that.
Mark,
you gonna let me say something in response?
We will not entertain Mark on this at this particular time. He ain't on the show. Mark, we will not be talking about anything Cowboys, New Jersey, Fets. Nets, whatever y'all call it now. You know what I'm saying? So no, we ain't entertaining that. No, sir. No, sir.
All right, go ahead, Steve. Rebuttal that as I wrap up. I'm wrapping up.
Y'all do remember Jimmy Butler disappeared the last 2.5 games versus the Celtics last year in the conference finals. Y'all remember that, right? Let me finish.
He was hurt. He was hurt. He was hurt. I'm not gonna hear that.
I'm out.
He was hurt.
I'm out. He
wasn't getting away with that.
Yo,
you not getting away with that. He was hurt. He was playing with a bad hamstring.
Mike, you need to time out.
Get out of here.
Mike, you need to time out.
Get out of here. He's not getting away with that. He had a bad hamstring.
I understand. I want to get his point out.
Mike, you need to time out.
Steve, check him up.
Steve, you
can't. Check him up. Check him up. Check him up.
Steve, I got you. I'm gonna let me cut him off and let you speak. I got you. You never gotta do that. I promise you. David been getting interrupted. Everybody been getting interrupted. I give you a half a second to get your thought. Then I cut you and I get a person the mic. Yeah, let's bring it in. Hey man, it's Fans Club Live Show. The show is live. Be passionate. We are the voice of the fans, and when you interrupt somebody, you might get that response. So listen, David, it is what it is. But since you interrupted him, say your point real quick. What was that? What was your point?
Jimmy Butler was hurt those last 2 games. If he wasn't hurt, the Heat are in the finals. Steven is dead.
David, you went upside down some way.
What's up? Yeah, he just went
upside down when you were making your point.
Yeah, what's up?
You probably hit something. And now you got an echo.
That's spooky. You didn't know you got that's spooky.
See? Look, I got to mute him now because, hold on. Are you not entertained? That's all I can say.
Time out.
Are you not entertained? That was a technical foul.
That's a technical foul.
Give me time out.
Mark, I don't even know what that. I don't know what that was. That was different. That was different. Steve, Yeah, I got you, bro. You never gonna have to do that. I got
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Listen, and you know Kevin's gonna make it horrible. What's gonna make it horrible? Listen, man. Fans Club. This is what happens, man. What happened, bro?
Hey, Ruben said it was a flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2. Listen, man. David, let me see if your echo's done. Yeah, David, you gotta get your audio together. Thing is like jacked up.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
It's an echo though. All right, let me see. Let me hear you now. Turn your thing around too so we can hear you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Go ahead, David. I'm not flustered. I'm giving David a chance. I'm digesting how I'm deciding if I want to use that clip or not. So
Use it.
Got to.
I'm thinking I may not.
No. You got to use it.
But I may have to, because
You got to use it.
as my kids would say, that was a monster meltdown.
But Mike, you know what you got to do? You got to start off the show with that. Let me finish.
Look, hey, I'm gonna say this. How come the other shows could do that? We didn't see the other platforms where the hosts have yelled at each other and threatened each other.
Exactly.
Guess what? We passionate. He was trying to get interrupted.
But the thing is, Mike, is that you can't come on the show and let me finish and be cheating and be Googling stuff and getting stats.
Mark,
it got to come off your head, bro.
Look, Mark, you better not be no Petty Pendergrass and say you.
He called him Petty Pendergrass. Wow.
Don't do it.
Wow.
Make your point as I completely rap. You made your point already, right? A second ago when your audio cleared up. All right, good. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the NBA portion. We covered everything. Is there anything that I did not cover in regards to NBA? I think that little episode, that moment, definitely finished out the NBA perfectly. I think that summed it up.
Yes, sir. Let me talk.
Horrible. Mark. Well, listen, man, we had to, Mark, because they're in the playoffs, so we gotta give them their sufficient time. And what I did differently this week was I actually went to each bracket. Where usually I only talk about 2 or 3. I went to each bracket and gave some kind of breakdown. So yeah, man. So we all for that. NBA's done. Gentlemen, I need you. Well, actually, before I even go to this real quick, because these are even quicker, congratulations to the young lady. She is doing her numbers out there, getting her money. Since we talking basketball, it's going to be real brief. Angel Reese, $1.3 million NIL. She jumped. Listen, she was 300,000 and jumped to 1.3 with probably more coming. Congratulations. Get your bag, young lady. WNBA can wait. You know? Ain't no need to rush. Not when you getting that kind of money in college. You already on scholarship, and now you got 1 point. Man, listen, I apologize.
That's good. That's dope.
Congratulations, young lady, being the face of, really, let's be honest, she is the face of college basketball for the ladies. So
I'll be honest with you, man. I watched the girls. I didn't even watch the dudes.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the dudes. I watched the girls. Whatever. It was more entertaining. I didn't even watch the guys, man. Yep. The girls was going between her and Caitlin Clark, man. They went at it. I watched the whole thing. Me and my daughter watched it. I was sitting there like, yo, I didn't even watch the dudes. Whatever. After I seen the score, it was getting away. I was like, ain't no need to watching this no more. It's
David turning you upside down. Thank you, Terry. Yeah, I agree. They were entertaining, man. So they listen. She earned her money. She's her. She's authentically her, and I love the fact that companies are throwing that bag at her. Yeah. And Shaq said, I think Shaq made a declaration that she's the best LSU player ever or something like that.
No, he said she's the best LSU athlete ever. But the track and field chick got upset, Lola or something like that. Upset, whatever, and told him to get off the meds or something like that. She was.
She got a championship. Not to say that the track and field person probably didn't set records and got gold medals.
Yeah, she was like, get off the meds or something like that. I was like, wow.
Hey, listen, man.
Okay.
Shaq is the type of guy that he's done so much that he can say pretty much whatever he want, and there's gonna be too much pushback. But again, congratulations to Angel Reese.
I'll be honest with you, man. I think that may have been the most interesting women's basketball season since Dawn Staley had played.
No question, at least from my end. No question. No question. No question at all.
Yeah, because when she played at UVA, dude, she was a beast. I would watch the game just to see her play.
No, I thought she was at Maryland. I thought she was at Maryland first.
Dawn Staley she played at UVA.
Reese was at UVA first. I thought I could have sworn.
No, I said Dawn Staley.
Oh, okay. Okay, you talk about. Okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's not. I was. I had since she had been playing. When I haven't really been watching anymore, whatever. Because when she played at UVA, that's when I watched the games, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, she had come in there with with the salt and pepper, haircut and everything, whatever it do. You know what I mean? And go out there and ball out. So. I mean, shouts out to them. If they can duplicate this season, brother, they'll probably have a lot more money coming to the WNBA if they can duplicate the season with terms of, making sure that Caitlin Clark get on TV a little bit more, along with Reese.
And there's no rush when you getting that kind of money. So again, I just wanted to highlight that. Young lady, get your money. Sure. Congratulations, national champion Angel Reese with that bag. It's funny how that money jumped. I remember even last year with St. Peter's, how they said their sponsor, their alumni, that money went up, man. It went to the millions. Listen, do what you got to do. One more thing on basketball as I wrap that up is the young phenom. We only gonna touch on it for a half a second. Mikey Williams arrested and released. He got arrested, I think, on Friday, was released on Saturday, or whatever the case was. Felony charges. So allegedly, with some things going on with the gun, they're saying that some shots was fired, pistol whipping went on, a whole bunch of crazy stuff went on. So he's the top prospect by far, and he also has a very big NIL deal. So, do you guys feel like this will impact him at all, or you feel like college is gonna go like this? Well, Memphis specifically, because that's who he committed to, was Anthony Hardaway, Coach Hardaway at Memphis. Go ahead, David, real quick. You are muted. Let me unmute you. Go ahead, sir. My fault.
Okay, so Penny Hardaway has already came out and said until the due process take place, that he is fully committed into Mickey Williams. None of us was there. None of us know the details of the situations like that. But money plays a big part in all of this, right? So the NIL deal is probably going to go on hold until all the details come out, until the charges get filed, and when the due process takes its place, as well as that scholarship. That scholarship is now going to be lingering until something happens. It's good for Penny Hardaway to come out and say we're still supporting him. However, we have to let the process take its place. But for these young players, and I say this real wholeheartedly, we have to start being a bridge for them. We have to start making it to where we get to the point to where we are protecting them to protect themselves, because they are not getting that. They just having all these people around them and all these entourages around them. We have to become that village like we used to be back in the 80s, back in the 90s, of protecting these kids and getting them on the right track and keeping them that way. He's 18 years old. There's no reason for him to be in that environment. It should just be hoops and basketball. There should be no guns, thinking about having a gun with an 18-year-old. And that comes on the people that surround him. If they really care about him and really care about him exceeding and excelling, people have to make sure that the right things are going on around him at all times.
Let me thank you, David. I got to mute you because of the echo. Terrence and Richie, briefly touch on this. I'll say this: freshman year, sophomore year, he's been like that guy. The mantle's been passed to him to be the guy that's up next. With publicizing how much his NIL deals are, all the sneaker deal with publicizing all of the money that's coming his way. He might have ops out there in them streets. They got to have weapons to protect themselves. So, Richie, you're right in the heart of where all the athletes seem to be. What's your take on that, Terrence? Real quick, what's y'all take on that?
Honestly, I'll say this, whatever. I agree with David in terms of protecting them, etc. But I don't think the stuff's going to be on hold, whatever at all. I think that one thing you got to keep in mind is that the way that he found his stardom, the way that he found his stardom was actually playing with Bronny. You know what I'm saying? So he got some allies out there that are definitely going to help him and definitely going to make sure that this situation goes away. So I mean, although whether he was right or he was wrong, whatever, I think he definitely is going to get a second chance. And I mean, let's keep in mind, you know, if the coach came out and said what he said, and that's what's like, keep in mind, Memphis, whatever, the basketball team is what drives the economy in that area. You understand what I'm saying? Not football, it's the basketball team. And Penny is a legend in that area. He's a legend, you know what I mean, from there. So if he said it, you know, in my opinion, whatever, it is what it is. I don't think you're going to have the scholarship on hold. I think the NIL still situation is going to continue to go. And I think that, you know, no matter what is going to happen with this situation, I think that there's going to be other people that's going to step up, such as LeBron and people like that. I'm going to step up, whatever, and at least make sure that he gets the best lawyers, whatever, or make sure that they pay for it to go away.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like David said, yes, we do need to make sure that we are taking care of these young folks and making sure that they're making the accurate and correct decisions. But honestly speaking, hey, man, you live in a society right now that as long as he ain't do nothing to a girl or something like that, whatever, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, you see my man with Disney right now. They're about to recast and get rid of him out of all the Avengers in a second. It talks on that, but that's a whole nother, not sports related, but that's what popped in my head when you said that. Because as
long as he didn't do that, long as he didn't do anything to a female, I think that's pretty much
that situation. But with Mikey, I think that it's so many variables that go into that. We don't know the whole details of the why, but we know he's making a lot of money. Anybody that knows he's making a lot of money.
Right.
We got to move wherever he's moving to. And let's be honest, you got some people that's hating and some people that's plotting. There's a lot of money on him.
And it's crazy when you think about his ascension, man. Like Mikey went from California over to North Carolina. He's been traveling like he's an NBA or college player already. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, whatever, I think that because he's been in the public eye, because he has some allies, I think he'll be fine, man.
I think so. I think they'll go like this.
Yep.
See no evil, nothing happened. No harm, no foul. He's too big. He's too big to not have him play college basketball.
Right. Exactly. The NCAA is going to take that 1 year, whatever, make some money off him, whatever, and then go and tap him on the behind. Okay, go ahead, whatever. And I think it'll be a situation. I don't think it's going to be. Again, I think that because of his allies, I think he'll be all right, man.
Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, David, for your assessment. Rich, you are in the heart of where all of the athletes reside. Most of them got homes out there, some way, shape, or another. What's your take on the Mikey Williams situation with him being arrested and then released with the pending felony charges and all of that? What's going on?
This whole thing started 2015 when Trump became president, believe it or not.
Okay.
When all these Republicans is constantly backing guns and always saying that the only way you're going to protect yourself if you have a gun. So now when all these athletes have guns, because now they have money, they have cars, they have jewelry and everything else. So when an athlete protects himself because he got a gun, and even in Georgia now, before once upon a time, you had to go get a permit to go buy a gun. Now you don't need a permit. You could go buy a gun, and that's how it's like that in a whole bunch of these southern states now that you don't need to. And this whole thing is going back to all these Republicans. So whatever's going on with these guns, you have nobody to blame but all these Republican senators and governors that people put in office. So if you wanted to stop, put the right people in office in order for it to stop. Because most of these people are hearing constantly from their governors and their senators. The only way you're going to protect yourself on campus or in your private life or whatever, if you have a gun. So you can't blame nobody from having guns to protect themselves, because like now, they're just trying to make it the Wild Wild West now. And it's not like that. Because back then, all these Republicans that keep bringing up the whole gun law, but they don't care nothing about women's rights. So if you want to sit there,
You switching up all, throwing all these political
no,
things.
because
Listen, you
you
know
can't.
Turner's got a podcast that talk about all that. You need to go and you need to go
Well,
on
listen.
Ballheads.
The thing about all this thing is a circle. This whole thing, everything is a circle.
Uh-huh.
So if all you Republicans scream about a woman shouldn't have an abortion, but at the same
Can
time,
you tell me about Mikey Williams, Rich? I love what you're doing. But
I'm trying to get to the guns, the reason behind the gun, and there ain't nothing gonna happen to him.
got you.
Nothing's gonna happen to him because the Republicans who are like whatever state you had it happened in, it's going he's good.
Because he's a
Now
public figure that's well known.
no, but
You
at
feel like
the
he
same time,
shouldn't
it don't
move out
matter.
one, or maybe somebody in his team. Like, what do you suggest is the best way to handle him? Because we seen what happened. Like we mentioned, the young man that got killed in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles because he had jewelry on. We know Mikey's, he ain't flashy, but again, people are counting his pockets, and dudes are waiting for opportunities to pounce. So
You don't need security. It's called stand your ground. A lot of so-called white people get away with killing people. The stand your ground rules, because he scared me. It looked like he was about to do something to me. So if you're about to actually rob me and I'm threatened by you and I got my gun on me, I could kill you. It's just, it all depends on where you at. Now, if you're in New York got gun laws. Jersey got guns. So it all depends on what state that this happened in.
Where was that state, David? Do you know what state that was in? Either you or Terrence. I don't even remember the state. It wasn't LA.
I'm not sure, but I do have a rebuttal real quick.
Real quick, because I gave this way more time.
Yeah, I do have a rebuttal. Let me just say this, and I agree to a degree what it is that you're saying. But one thing I'm gonna say is this: whatever, it's not guns aren't was killing people. Yeah, like you just mentioned, New York. You just mentioned New York, and you just mentioned New Jersey.
Y'all not
right?
gonna do that on the show.
And so New York,
we're gonna do that. We doing this.
New York and New Jersey.
Go ahead.
No, I'm not doing it, but I'm just saying New York, New Jersey, whatever has some of the stiffest gun laws. Yeah. Chicago has the most gun laws of anyone, and if you go look at the homicide rate and the amount of gun activity that goes on there, whatever. It's crazy. So it's not the law. We got to deal with the actual mindset. It's not the law. It's the mindset. When there's been kids have been desensitized to violence. You have Grand Theft Auto. You have these army games, etc. So now the kids are desensitized. They in their minds, whatever they think that when they shoot whatever, they're gonna just it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, again, it's really unfortunate, and I mean, what can you do? I think what Dave said before, whatever, is really just try to surround the kids with the best people, the best information. Unfortunately, man, I'll be honest with you, whatever. If I was a kid that was in Mikey's shoes, or even a pro athlete, I'm not sure I'll be going out. I bring the party to me as much as possible, you know what I mean, and not really go out because I don't think it's really worth it anymore.
Yeah, well, he pleaded not guilty. This all took place. It was in San Diego, so it was California. Okay. So, California kind of an island, so they operate completely different than everybody else. So who knows how that's gonna play? But he pleaded not guilty. So, and he is released. So we'll see how it happens. Again, I feel like he has enough people in his corner and power that he'll be on campus at Memphis, and they'll be one of the most watched teams next to Colorado for football next year. So.
I know Mark. I don't believe that is accurate, bro. I think Dame is definitely going to translate, brother. His games because he can shoot the ball, he can do whatever, but I think it's going to definitely translate, man.
Yeah, he's athletic with his bounce is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you may be looking at another Ja Morant, bro.
He's like 6'3", right? He'll probably end up like 6'3".
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger. He's bigger, but I think this kid, he has it, and the fact that he's been able to hold the spotlight so long, and not fumble it, you know what I mean. Besides this situation right here, so I mean, I think his game is definitely going to translate for sure.
All right, excellent. So, gentlemen,
but Mike, hold on, Mike.
Rich,
New York is just like California. They got strict gun laws.
Well, so we know what happened.
Do not think that he gonna get away with this. He might be the scapegoat and the poster child.
You got too much behind him,
I'm
Rich.
telling you.
You got too much money behind him, Rich.
It don't matter. Hey,
had he shot somebody, I'd say yeah, but
Mexico.
I guess whatever they say, I feel like he's gonna get it. I feel like it's gonna be like we good.
Ex-Plexico Burris. They're 2 years in jail for shooting himself.
Yeah. That was New York, though. New York.
And California got the same laws.
Yeah, it's true. Thank you, gentlemen. I like how y'all snuck your little political pundit analysis in there. Y'all think y'all was on some of the other stations. Good job, Terrence and Rich. Y'all got that. Listen, Terrence, go ahead, plug your show real quick. What days y'all come on?
Man, I appreciate that, man. Number one, let me just say I appreciate you, brother. But the name of the show is called Bald-Headed Brothers. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:30 in the morning till about 9:30 or so. We talk about a few different things, talk about society issues, whatever, but we always get back to the main point, and that's financial literacy and trying to help our people. We want to help all people, but we want to make sure that we focus on our people first. Before we go out and deal with anybody else. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No doubt, man. Listen, man. We all listen. This is one big. Listen, it's all one big conglomerate. Y'all do what we do. We support over here, man. So I wanted to put that out there because there is a platform for you to be able to go in the way you want to go in. I don't want to muzzle nobody, but I gotta stay true to what we do.
It's all good, brother. It's all
good. Appreciate y'all. All right, man. Drum roll, the moment y'all all been patiently waiting for. I know y'all entertain me with the NBA talk. I know y'all entertain me with Reese and Mikey Williams. I know y'all entertain me, but I know what y'all really waiting for. Y'all draft heads. NBA talk was great. NFL draft projections and the latest news. Let's start off with the first thing. Mr. Jalen Hurts
got paid. He got paid. He deserved that. He deserved it. He deserved it, though. He
went from I was a starter. Nope, they benched me. I'm transferring. Heisman hopeful, getting drafted second round. People wasn't sure if they really was sold on him. To this man balling out in the Super Bowl, looking real good in a loss. To getting that money with his all-female agency. So, hey man.
Yeah, he deserved it though. David, he deserved it.
Please pull up his numbers because we want to monitor his pockets right now. I would love to know what it was. So please.
You crazy.
I'm watching his pockets.
He deserved it though, man. He deserved it. He definitely deserved it, man. If anybody, I'm gonna be honest with you, whatever y'all know, I'm not an Eagles fan. I know I'm not an Alabama fan, none of that, man. But this young brother deserved it, man. He deserved it. He put himself in a position. He bet on himself, and he's winning. He bet on himself, but he's winning, brother. I mean, he could have literally stayed in this situation at Alabama, and just said it's over. But he bet on himself. Went to Oklahoma, finished it out, man, and was the top pick of the second draft. I mean, second round. Went and balled out, man. And honestly speaking, whatever. If any Eagles fan could tell me that y'all had this happening, whatever, y'all lying to me. I'm sorry, y'all lying.
It was definitely documented. A couple of them was a little shaky on him. David, am I lying or am I telling the truth? Was there not some of them that was like, yeah, he not a starting quarterback?
Exactly. They were shaky.
A lot of people didn't even have him going in the second round after he lost his starting job at Alabama. I mean, he put up numbers at Oklahoma, but
Huh? Your sound horrible. What's going on, brother? Go ahead.
I do not know. I've been working on it.
You sound better now. Go ahead. Make sure you. Yeah. All right. Well, while he's getting that, go ahead, David. I think I gave you.
A lot of people did not even have him as a second round pick because they just said it was the Oklahoma system. But for him to do what he did at both of those schools and then do what he did for the Eagles to essentially outperform get Wentz out of Philadelphia and then lead them to a Super Bowl, pay that man. And the money was ridiculous. I mean,
ridiculous.
He got 110 at signing, 177 guaranteed, 255 million total. Those numbers are ridiculous.
Get your money, young man. Get your money. Jalen Hurts, listen, when you ball in the Super Bowl the way that he did, even in a losing effort, they did not, well, some can argue they lost because of him, because of the interception, but I mean the fumble. But
No.
did they though? No, I can't really say. He played too good to even throw that on him. So yeah, he earned his money. So listen, Philly, y'all got your quarterback. He's locked in. That's his for the next couple
Dude,
of years.
he showed out.
Mark did typical Mark says Dak will have that beat in a month. I thought they gave Dak his money already.
Nah, Dak got paid whatever. If Dak don't hurry up, that's gonna be his last payday.
That is his last payday.
Dak better hurry up, or it's gonna be his last payday. Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. This is a classic case of a young man betting on himself, bro. He bet on himself because if you think about it, when he went to Oklahoma, that helps him in his passing game because he wasn't really that much of a passer when he was at Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I mean,
run.
it was crazy, man. I mean, like this gentleman. I mean, anybody that hates on him, man, that's just crazy because I think this cat, whatever, in my opinion, whatever, is just let's give it up for all of these young black quarterbacks, especially these young black guys. They're being an example across the board. They ain't doing nothing crazy. They out here getting the money, and they ain't out here whatever running around doing nothing. You know what I mean? It's
got three that's potentially going top 5 right now. David, I gotta mute you.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, bro. Like these guys are literally doing it the right way, man. I mean, listen, you can't hate them. I mean, you might like their team, but you can't hate on them, man. Like honestly speaking, when you look at Jalen Hurts, like I'm not gonna lie to you, whatever. I was like, dude, I knew he was gonna be something. I just was like, dude, this cat came in here and he just had that resiliency, man. And him and his dad had a game plan. They was like, nah, Nick Saban, you let, okay, I'm gonna just go over here and do my thing.
Yep.
And most people did not think he was gonna make it in that Oklahoma system.
No,
they did not think he was gonna make it because they didn't think he could throw the ball.
Not like that.
So not like that. But that boy was what, throwing for 300 a game, rushing for $150. I mean, dude. I mean that he bet on himself, man. And honestly speaking, I hope he continues to ascend, because I think he has it, man. He has it for sure.
I appreciate that. Thank you for that breakdown, sir. In regards to Jalen, we're gonna now get into the draft itself. Richie,
hold on.
What?
Let me finish. Hold on. Mike.
God, that shouldn't have happened on air. I wish that happened in just our.
The thing about Jalen getting paid,
petty,
it's hurting the running back position now. They don't want to pay them. They're paying the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the corners, and defensive ends. The linebackers are not getting paid. The safeties are not getting paid no more. And the defensive centers and guards, they're not getting paid. So because the quarterback numbers are going way sky high, the running backs are paying for that now. So you gotta cut it somewhere, and the running backs is paying for it now. The most the running backs are getting now is 6 to 10 million. Look at Zeke. He got the axe. Why? Because of his pay.
Josh Jacobs with nobody
and he was overweight. And he's been overweight for the past 2 years too. But you're right, though. You're right.
But look at Saquon. Look at Josh Jacobs. Every top running back, Cook, every team don't want to pay the running back no more. The only one that's getting paid and barely getting paid is your boy. I ain't gonna say the color of his skin, but you know what I mean.
I mean, listen, y'all spent the good money on Mr. Garoppolo over there in the Raiders, so you know y'all part of that problem too out there.
No, we what 22 million? That ain't nothing compared to that 56, 60 million something. Holmes and Rodgers. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. He's not even playing for nobody right now and still making 60 million, but just sitting home.
Yeah, good point.
60 million.
Good point. All right, man, we're going to dive into it now.
All right.
Y'all gurus, y'all draft gurus, Mark is watching it. Soon as Mark, you only got a week, sir, so you better get your connection and everything together, get your tablet, because you supposed to be hosting that draft show. That's your baby, so I need you to make sure you good, because you leading that. All right, gentlemen. You've had a couple of weeks. The draft is right around the corner. I know a lot of players have been visiting the organizations. I know there's one for us. We had what is it? Dorian Thompson from DTP from UCLA. Been the 49ers headquarters 3 times. So clearly. And then you hear the Trey Lance rumors going on about Minnesota wanting to trade him, and we like, word, what y'all talking? So tell me, out of any of the visits that y'all had, who on your wish list, who is it that you was like, ooh, they flew this person out, they had this person come see us? I'm gonna start with, Richie. Go ahead, Rich. Tell me about your Raiders, man.
Mike, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the roughest draft I ever saw in my life. Watching NFL, I don't know who or where. What happened?
Go ahead. You ended up upside down. Something you did with your phone. I don't know what you did. You still there?
I'm still there. Let me fix it. I can't see nothing.
All right, yeah. It's on your side. It ain't on my side. You good on this side. While he's doing that, David, I'm gonna go to you real quick while he gets his thing together. Rich, let me know when you back on and I can hear you. Give me a thumbs up and I'll come back to you.
All right.
Your thing freezing up. Go ahead, David. Because you're a Raider as well. So any visits that got you excited? Anybody that you like, oh yeah, baby, what you talking about? Tell me.
Yeah, we brought in Carl Brooks just last Tuesday, and I do not know what's going on with my audio. I apologize. We brought in Carl Brooks actually this Tuesday that just passed. The D tackle, and I'm hoping that we do find that way. But like Richie said, with 12 picks, we have the most picks in the draft this year, tied for the most picks. It is hit or miss on what we can do from round 3 through 7. So I'm looking at it and I'm trying to put the pieces together. Who goes here? Who goes there? Do we take the corner from Oregon, or do we wait to 38 and go ahead and get Emmanuel Forbes, who we also brought in for a visit last week? Was hoping we brought him in for another visit this week. And it's all over the place because we have so many picks that we have to use. So just with the people that we're bringing in does not tell us what the Raiders draft is going to be, because we're looking at 12 picks right now. It's too hard. It's not 7, and then you can nail it down to 14. It's 12 picks that you have to nail down, and it's all over the place. It's crazy. Until we pick with that 7th pick, I have no idea what the rest of our draft is going to look like.
So with Carl Brooks coming to y'all, and he's from Bowling Green, that would be probably the highest Bowling. What round do you envision y'all potentially taking him?
Oh no, it's gonna be the 3rd round. We have 3 picks.
Pretty high for Bowling Green, though. I ain't gonna lie.
What you call it from Bowling Green?
Oh,
no, 2 picks.
Big Ben from Bowling Green?
Oh,
Big Ben was from Bowling Green, right?
No, Miami of Ohio.
Miami of Ohio.
Same conference, same difference.
Yeah, same school. that's like yeah, but yeah, that division is that conference is noticeable. But yeah, I don't know anybody from Bowling Green outside of like a receiver from some years ago, but not nobody like maybe.
Well, I mean, the funny part about it is that's where Urban Meyer started.
So you upside down still. Go ahead, Tim.
That's where Urban Meyer started. I don't know if y'all realize it or not. Whatever. That was his first head coaching job.
Oh, wow. Listen, man. I have no problem with no D1 schools as long as you get in your time and you can play. They'll find that. Mark and I used to always have this conversation. Mark used to always say, if you balling, they'll find you, and I stand by that. Because David. I could not remember the name of the quarterback that you put on our radar a few weeks ago, but please tell us his name again so the world can hear it. What was his name, the quarterback that you highlighted?
The quarterback that I highlighted was Tyson Baggett from the University of Shepherd. And everybody is saying that he's not on their draft boards is crazy, because if you look at what he did at the Combine, he was one of the 7 quarterbacks invited to the Combine. He threw the ball really well. That's what made me start to look at him in the first place.
Okay.
When I'm looking at the Combine, I'm looking at the quarterbacks out there throwing, and I'm like, who is this guy? So I started doing my research, and I'm telling you.
Nobody's board, bro, that I've seen thus far, to be honest with you.
Mike, he is currently rated the 238th player on CBS draft board. So you go 238, and there's only 255 people getting drafted,
Right.
and it's a quarterback needy lead, I'm telling you, he's going to get in there. Once he gets in there, 2 to 3 years, you'll be hearing that name pop up all the time because he is really that good. And
Mark,
I don't,
let me see if you as good as I think you are. Have you ever heard of the young man David just mentioned? Say his name one more time, David, in the school. I want to see if my guru over there, if he knows his stuff. And keep it real, Mark. If you haven't heard of him, give David his props. Say his name again, David, in school.
Tyson Bagnet, Shepherd University.
Thank you, sir. Mark,
I never heard of him.
have you heard of him before? I know you go in depth.
I've never heard of him.
What you know about Shepherd University, Terrence?
I ain't never heard of him before, whatever. So this is news to me.
If you
I
go
ain't
back
saying,
to
but I'm not. Here's what I'm going to say though. With this NFL draft, I think this is if this year is for anybody to get up in there, man. This year, there's no really clear cut. You know, I mean, dude, it's gonna be tough, man. Like, I'll be honest with you, whatever. Like, the player that I thought we may bring in is the running back from Utah, but he just got picked up. He just got locked up. So, I mean, dude, it's gonna be tough, man. You know what I mean? Kids, these brothers can't stay out of harm's way.
Oh,
He just got locked up, brother. He just got locked up. They brought him in on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. He was locked up yesterday.
All right, man. Listen, this is the worst time to get right now. Stay in the house.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere. Don't do nothing.
Just go work out and come back home.
Work out and come back. Hang out with your agent. Go to dinner. Ain't no hanging out, man. I know you want to be around your people. I know the hood is calling. They like, even where you grew up, they rooting for you. But bro, right now you gotta be careful how you moving out there, man. Because
I will say this. I will say this, man. And I go back to what I said on our previous show. I think Tyreek Stevenson, if he might not go first round, but whomever gets that young man in the second or third round is going to be pleasantly surprised, man.
And I don't mean to jump in there. I apologize. His name is slowly moving up a lot of people's boards, because of his pro day at Miami.
He got good size though, 6 foot corner. You talking about from the U, right?
Yeah,
from the
6'2". 6'2". 6'2".
Oh, 6'2".
Yes.
Oh, he's 6 foot.
No.
No, he can play. He played when he was at Georgia. He played safety.
You sure he's 6'2"? I thought he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did. Because he was projected out of high school. He came out as the top safety in the country. But he wanted to play corner. That's the reason why he ended up leaving Georgia and going to Miami, because they were gonna let him play corner. But yeah, man. Okay. He a thick dude. Like he played this year at 215.
Mm-hmm.
He played at 215, bro. Whatever. So right now, so they say he's like at 205, something like that. The kid, I'm telling you, man, he's gonna be something to watch. Very physical, brother. Very, very physical, man. And really plays the game. But I think whoever gets him, man, is gonna do. They're gonna pick up something real nice, man.
We got a lot of corners on our board. I'm surprised he wasn't one of the ones that visited. I actually am gonna check my list in a second to see if he's one of the corners that came by to visit us. But thank you for that, Terrence. Mark, I gotta give you props. David, I need you to verify. I asked Mark a question in regards to the quarterback you just mentioned, and he said I saw him at the Senior Bowl. He said his father is an arm wrestler.
That's a
very random fact. So
a national arm wrestling champion. Yes, his father is.
Wow. He said he's skinny but accurate.
He's 6'2". He's about, he could put on weight, obviously. He's 6'2". He looks like Chad Pennington. If any of y'all remember Chad Pennington,
yes, absolutely.
He looks like Chad Pennington.
But his arm has touchdowns to Randy Moss,
his arm has more pop. Everything is bang, bang, bang. It's when I watched it, because at first I was trying to find the tape on him. There's no highlight tape on him.
None.
So you had to go and watch the actual Shepherd games, and you couldn't come away with bad passes. Because I sat and I watched him. I've had a lot of downtime lately. Okay. And I'm like, he's gonna be really nice.
Wow. Okay.
Anybody that says that they knew more than you about this cat is lying, bro. Because I didn't know about him.
Nobody.
know
Well,
about
Mark said I guess you got introduced to him at the Senior Bowl. So how did he do? How did he look at the Senior Bowl, David?
I watched him at the Senior. He only played one series. He was what, 2 or 4?
They kill
2
me
or
with
5.
that. Hate when they do that.
He was 2 or 4, 2 or 5, and then he was right out of there.
Okay. All right.
But like I said, if you go back and you watch the combine throws, especially the throws to not pit receiver. Oh my God!
Don't worry about it. That ain't. Yeah, don't worry about that. Mm-hmm.
It might have been Flowers. He was one of the guys throwing in the third group.
Oh, Zay Flowers. Okay.
Throwing the Flowers, and everything is the deep ball was a little concerning, but everything was on point, and that's what made me go back and start looking at him to try and see what is this guy about. Because if only 7 quarterbacks get invited to the combine, he was one of them, obviously.
Yeah, that says a lot.
Let's see.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, I said DTP, but I meant what's his name? Dorian Thompson Robinson. That's what I'm talking about from UCLA, not DTP. Yeah,
So we know what you're talking about.
He reminds me of, if I can be honest, he looks like he reminds me of Trey a lot. Like a lot. So I'm like, I get why they got him on the radar, man. So
let me ask you a question, whatever. So what you think gonna happen to Trey?
Listen, we got to entertain that. We don't pick to the 3rd round, so we have to entertain. They got a 1st round pick. They like pick 24 or something like that. So you're only gonna get Trey for a 1st. We're not getting the 2nd round for him. So it got to be like a 1st round. I'm thinking for him, potentially. So if it happens, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would understand it because Brock is now the favorite. So because Brock is the favorite, the chances of Trey getting a fair shake at becoming a starter is pretty much slim to none. So they may have to move on. And if they end up getting like DTR, I wouldn't be mad at that. I would be, because he reminds me so much of him. So I'll be fine with that.
Is it true that you guys are really going after Jackson like that?
Yeah, potentially him and Rodgers. Don't forget Rodgers is on the radar as well. That's why the deal with the Jets ain't final yet, because they're saying that there's conversations with us. So I'm gonna put it out to the world. You give me Aaron Rodgers, because that's what I want. I would love to get Lamar Jackson, but I don't see it. I think Ravens will come to their senses. Somebody gonna come to their senses with that. But for me, Rodgers has always loved us, and I see how much respect we had for him when we knocked him out last year. I feel like, even though he said publicly he don't want to come to us, that's not going to happen. Stuff changes behind closed doors. So I would love to have Aaron Rodgers to come mentor Brock Purdy for a year or so. That's my assessment. I would love that. We go Super Bowl. We get him as a wrap.
That ain't gonna happen. Y'all ain't got no 1st round pick. That ain't gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
Why you gotta dip in my dreams, huh?
That ain't gonna happen.
Rich, you back now. David, I got you. I gotta get Rich back on. Go ahead, Rich. Give me a breakdown, man, draft wise.
I don't.
Yo, what is up with his, he's killing me. Rich, I ain't coming back to you no more if you don't get your audio together. All right, let's see. Go ahead, Rich.
I'm looking at what, just the Raiders or everybody?
Your Raiders specifically. I don't care about everybody. I want to hear about your team and who y'all brought in that you like, yo, that's who I'll need us to draft. I don't care what round. I need somebody that's on your radar.
Who I want us to draft and need us to draft is Gonzalez, because he reminds me of Charles Woodson back in the day. Everybody keeps saying Witherspoon, is that his name? But at 5'11", and his hitting ways, he ain't gonna last too long. He probably hurt himself by week 7.
I remember y'all taking an Oregon guy in a minute. So you think, what round would you take? You talking about Gonzalez, the cornerback, right?
Yeah, the corner in the 1st round.
Oh wow, okay, all right. David, you in agreement? Think so?
No, I don't like Witherspoon or Gonzalez, but I'll go back to that after Rich finished. I'm not going to cut him off.
My bad, Rich. I just want to ask that because it's a Raider thing. Go ahead.
And then going back to what David said at the combine, the only one who threw the ball deep and did it right and was leading the wide receivers was Anthony Richardson. Everybody else
how
deep
much
ball.
Terrence love Anthony Richardson.
Everybody's deep ball was short. The wide receiver had to stop and wait for it to come, or it was underthrown and it missed him by 5 yards. But the only one who threw it deep was Anthony Richardson. I see, because now they're talking about he might drop. That's going to be a hard one if Jalen Carter, Anthony Richardson, and Gonzalez is sitting right there. I won't care either one is. I mean, even Weatherspoon is fine with me. So Carter, Gonzalez, Weatherspoon, and Anthony Richardson. I don't want to trade up for no quarterback, nobody. I don't want to do that. If anything, I would want to move back and get an extra second pick and then get Joey Porter Jr.
Oh.
But if we move back, I want Joey Porter Jr.
in your bag. Okay.
And then get an extra second round pick and then get the Alabama running back, Gibbs, and get me another corner or get me a linebacker. Regardless of which linebacker is out there, Sanders, Campbell, Holland, whoever's there.
That's all. Just stay away from Miller Jr. from Jackson State. Leave my linebacker alone. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
And then we got two 3s, 2 4s, and 3 5s. So with the 3 5s and the 2 4s, we might try to jump back into the top of the first round or back in the second round to pick up 2 plays in the second round. But I don't want no damn hooker. I don't want no damn hooker.
David love him.
Bruh, he's 25 years old.
You don't want Hooker? Wow.
I don't want no damn hooker.
Like
I'm not
no
no
boys last year, man.
I'm not no pimp, and I don't want no hooker.
So let me ask you this question, Rich. You like Hooker, but you don't like Hooker, but you like the other quarterback from Florida.
Richardson, yep.
Richardson, because there's no injury there. I don't have to, because Derek Carr was doing his thing until he got hurt. We don't know what the hell Hooker gonna be like after he come back from his ACL.
Okay.
And everything, the history with ACLs is once you pop one, the next time you pop is gonna be the next leg because you're gonna be favoring that other leg, and the other one gonna pop. So with that's it with the ACLs is that if he's 25 years old, with that ACL coming back, and then he's gonna have to sit behind Garoppolo, and Garoppolo gets hurt like that, Hooker gonna have to come in the season this year, and there's a chance he's gonna get hurt. So I rather be okay with Anthony Richardson, because with him we're gonna try to run him the way Philly did Hurts.
You think McDaniels is gonna do that though?
Yeah, because that's Anthony Richardson's strength is to run him, do option plays, and if we get the running back from Georgia, that's like the perfect marriage. The boy run the 4-3, he runs a 4-4.
Yeah.
And then now you have so if Kansas City, who loves to blitz, do that all-out blitz, go ahead, because the boy gonna throw it 50 to 70 yards down the field, and he just got to slide left, slide right, whatever he got to do, and just throw the ball. If it ain't there, then run it. But you just don't do that dumb shit that Carr used to do. See the first down and scared to run for it, or throw the ball at about. Man, run that shit, get the first down. And
hey, killing my monetization. Anyway, I'm off for him. David, go ahead, man. Thanks, Rich, for your.
I appreciate that.
Go ahead, David.
I agree with Rich 99% of the way until he said something bad about Hendon Hooker. I believe we should trade back. I would have been fine with any 4 of the people he selected. I would have been fine with trading back and not drafting a corner with the 7th pick and getting Porter later on down the line. Until you sat there and said Hendon Hooker is shouldn't be a Raider, that's the only part I don't agree with. Like, I would take him, and I keep telling everybody, and I'll say more on the draft show next week.
Yep.
Hendon Hooker is going in the first round.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
You've been saying that now. You've been saying that for a minute.
And the sad part about it is, I said it first, and I'm going to tell the world I said it first, and now everybody else is bringing it up. I said this a month and a half ago, and now everybody else is following the lead like they watch this show every Thursday and Wednesday.
Yeah,
I mean, well, I mean, well, if you think about it, the stage is really set for him to do something because Jalen Hurts, Herndon Hooker, same type of situation.
Exactly.
When he was at Virginia Tech, all he did was run the ball. He passed the ball a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until he went to Tennessee, whatever, is when he started really throwing that rock around. Because before he would have abandoned ship fast. So yeah, this may work in his favor. You're right.
For the Raiders, y'all see Mark's comment up there. It says Raiders draft tight end Myers from Notre Dame. Watch.
Yes, as long as we draft him with
Cowboys
the
gonna do that.
If we draft him with the 38th selection instead of the 7th selection, I'm good with that. We draft him at 7. I'm flying to Vegas, and me and McDaniel's gonna have a talk.
With the 7th,
we gonna fight.
In the 2023 draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Michael Myers, tight end. Notre Dame.
I don't think
that ain't gonna happen.
I don't think that's a bad pick though, man. The kid can do it all.
If we draft him at 7, Josh McDaniels will be fired before the night is over with.
I mean, dude, y'all gave him the keys to the city. So I mean, but I don't think that's a bad pick though. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Broncos fan. I like him as a tight end. I like him.
Not at 7 though.
Just go get a center.
I mean, that may be the most value for your buck. I think he's the most. He might be one of the most surefire things in there.
No, Jalen Carter, all them
Go
jokers
get a center at number 7. That's what you go get a center on guard.
Al Davis died, man. Stop.
7 when we can fill any other need.
The Al Davis died. Yeah, he would draft something like that. Y'all took a punter.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
He took a
field goal kicker too.
Ever again.
Nikowski.
So Terrence, as the Raiders have given me a good breakdown, thank you. Denver. Who did y'all have out? Who did y'all have out to the facility? I know John Elway been giving his goodbye, John. Y'all got the new regime in the building.
Nah, it wasn't that, brother. It wasn't that, man. Like I said before, the guy, he has other businesses, and he's pretty much been putting stuff on hold to do that. He did. He came back out and said it. You know what I mean? But I mean, nobody can be mad at John. John brought us a chip plan and a chip as the president.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So ain't nobody mad at John. John did what he was supposed to do.
Anybody that y'all got? Anybody? I know y'all pick like us. Y'all don't pick the 3rd, 4th round. Anybody?
No, the Broncos got to pick. The Broncos pick 5th.
I think pick 5th win.
No, Seattle picked 5th.
I know.
I'm about to say no, sir. We ain't in that. We ain't nowhere near that. But no, honestly, I mean, we are looking at some corners and stuff like that. I know that they've been talking about possibly bringing in Buda Baker. I don't know what they're gonna give up to do it. I mean, right now we really don't, not unless they're gonna give up Jerry Jeudy or something like that. But I mean, honestly speaking, right now, I just want the season to go ahead. I mean, you just go. We got, like I said before, we bring a lot of guys that, like I said, Utah running back, whatever he brought him in, he got locked up. We gonna see what happened. You still got, I mean, although you got some linemen that you brought in, you still got some pieces you still have to add to it. I'm still not sold on Bowles being my left tackle. I think he would be a great right tackle, but I'm not sold on him being my left tackle. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think that I don't think that he is strong enough to play left tackle. I think that he's a situation where he's more of a finesse dude, to where on the right side he would be fine, but on the left side I just don't think he's a great left tackle.
Okay. Is there what is your biggest need? If you could be totally honest, what is the biggest need that you guys have right now coming into this draft?
Lineman.
The biggest need is lineman.
Y'all not gonna be sexy and go get no skill players right off the bat. Y'all trying to go patch that line.
It really is no point. From a position pick, we have a bunch of receivers, dude. We really don't need anymore. We really, not unless you don't go. I mean, you just brought in another guy, whatever. That they brought in from the Saints when Peyton was there to play receiver. But he's going to run back the kicks and stuff like that. So I mean, from DB, cornerback, safety is a need
running
as well, because Kareem Jackson's getting old. You know what I'm saying? And you need the other part, the other corner. But honestly speaking, the kid, Nah, I think honestly speaking, we brought some folks in, but it depends on how my man's knee
Yeah,
heals.
yeah.
If his knee heals, whatever, and he's good, whatever, then we're fine. But I think we actually, is line, and honestly speaking, I think our cornerback situation is fine. We just got to bring another dime in, as well. But I think our cornerback situation is pretty good. But I think it's all gonna start up front, man. On both sides of the ball, not just on one, on both sides. D tackle, and we need some guards, man. We need, honestly speaking, whatever. I feel like this is that we like a college team with this year, because we just don't have it up front right now. I mean, we brought in some pieces, but you know how the season can go, man. Anything can happen, and if the line ain't good, everything else, whatever, will be taken care of. So
Okay.
now,
All right. Thank you, sir. Mark, I need you to list. Give me if you didn't already list 3 people that may have come to come visit you guys that you guys really want, or somebody that you got targeted. I want 3 specific names if you can. I know you mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but now with people visiting, is there anybody that may be there for second, third visits that you like? Y'all locked in on? For me, what's his name? Mapu from Sacramento State, the safety. He came to he was at our facility, and look, Hufanga, Mapu, look, don't let me get 2 Polynesian daggone safeties, buddy. We'll be up. Listen, that's all I'm gonna say. We got one already, so I called that one, by the way, early on preseason, but y'all gave my props. But yeah, I like Mapu. I think he showed. Again, I'm assuming he is based on his last name. I could be totally wrong. Apologies if you're not. But I feel like I like small school, Sacramento State. I'm cool with that. I would like to know if, what y'all think of him at all, David, if he's been on your radar at all, since you guys may need a safety as well. Or is there a safety that sticks out to you more?
The safeties and corners I'm looking at fall a little bit further than him, because he's actually projected to go in the 3rd round. I'm looking at Terry Dean from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the corner from Ohio, Riley, and Riley actually came and visited y'all last week or the week before last.
Yep.
So I'm looking at those guys. I haven't checked out the guys you're talking about, but I don't have to work tomorrow, so that'll be a good tape to sit there and watch tonight when I put it in the tape and start going over him.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Mark said he literally had the whole top 25 prospects come in. So that doesn't narrow it down for anything. They feel comfortable with what they have. So everything now for them is not necessarily I don't even know if it's a necessity. They can draft based on best talent available, like Mark said, because they kind of plugged out. They kept their roster intact and made additions. So yeah, they're in a good position to be in. So
Mark Lyon, Mike, Mark Lyon.
And Rich,
I think running back.
Mark he said, "Don't tell me O-line."
He needs a tight end.
Terrence Steele. So I'm sure that's for Rich.
Mark needs a running back. Probably get that one from Bama, who I want, or he gonna get one of these top tight ends, whoever falls to him, or one of these linemen. So don't let Mark be acting like and a quarterback.
Ooh, he said a quarterback.
Quarterback.
They love that. And they love.
I think I you know what, Rich? I think that what you said is right in regards to running back, but I think they're gonna get Bajan from Texas, man.
No, because he gonna go early. He gonna
top 10. He won't be there.
They might. I think they might try to go get him, man. So
the only way the Cowboys getting him. The only way the Cowboys getting him if they move in front of Philly. They not moving in front of Philly. Philly gonna get him because they know the Cowboys gonna go get him. Philly only getting him just to spike the Cowboys.
That sounds accurate because Philly do well. No,
dude,
they work with the Cowboys all the time. Seem like.
Yeah. I can see him playing with them though, man. I can really see it. Listen,
man, I feel like this draft is like Mark and you guys said, it's kind of up in the air, man. I really don't know how this one's gonna play out, man.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling for this one this year.
People we were talking about 3 months ago, we're not even talking about now. Nobody is mentioning Quentin Johnson anymore.
Nope.
What happened? Don't understand why.
I couldn't tell you.
Somehow Trey Flowers and Jackson are now the number 1 and number 2 wide receivers in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterbacks, we was always talking stout, and then we said kind of Bryce Young, but it was a height thing, and now everybody is AR could possibly leapfrog one of these guys.
Right.
Nobody knows what's up with this draft. It's too hard to do a mock. I've been doing them.
Yeah.
Nothing is accurate right now. We just have to wait and see, and we will see next Thursday.
Hey, definitely
Mike.
Go ahead, Rich. As we get ready to close, go ahead, Rich.
I think Tuesday we all got to put our marks in from the first round, just to see who going to hit on most of them.
I don't have a first round, so am I motivated to do that?
No, but it's just a fun thing.
Third round, man.
I think that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
It's just
I don't have
an
one either.
NFL
So
feeling.
I don't have one either, so I'll do it.
Yeah, everybody should just do just the first round, and then we just submit it to you on Thursday earlier. Then when you come on and the draft starts,
Mark is this year. Mark is running. I hope Mark. I said again, and Mark just said, "Okay, I'll take Gibbs," and that's to Rich and whoever else. I think he said out of Bijan, I think he wanted Gibbs, and then he says, "Lies, we brought in Johnston last week." So that's probably the Rich or whoever it was. Whoever said a comment, he was responding to that. But for the for next week's show, the draft show, make sure you send your mock drafts. You can send them to me. Send them to me, and I'll make sure that they get posted up and everything. But Mark is gonna be driving. Hopefully he'll be able to drive this bad boy down this draft, the rabbit hole for y'all that listen. Come on here, and this is for my guys. Make sure you will not be on air if you don't know what's going on in the draft. This will not be a regular Fans Club live show. The next week's edition is specific to the draft. So only come on if you know the draft. Otherwise, I'm going to have to just, exit stage left and you will see your behind. You will not be on screen. And we're not going to waste space if you don't know. I don't want to hear, I really don't know about the draft. Click, you're going to see yourself get eliminated from.
So what time we need to have the mocks in by?
Mark going to iron that out, but I'm thinking it's going to go for Mark. Keep it on Thursday, Mark. I think. Well, no, when is the draft? The Thursday.
Saturday,
right?
Thursday.
Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, we usually do it during the draft. We usually have the draft show during the draft. So we'll stay with that tradition. If Mark is good with that and you guys are good with that, we'll go with that Thursday and let him drive it. And then, we're good to go.
But
So,
we're gonna have are we gonna do we don't have a mock sent over to you by
send it over
Yes.
to me by, you can send it over to me by Tuesday.
Wednesday night, Thursday morning, or Thursday afternoon.
No, I don't even want it Thursday because I got to put everything together for it. So put it.
All right,
to
so
me by
Wednesday.
Wednesday the latest, please. So that way, Mark, I can get all that information for Mark. Mark will be ready to go, and then we'll drive that home with our draft show. So again, Fans Club next week. Fans Club next week will be a draft show while the draft is taking place. No other show does that. We've done it the last, 3-4 years we've done the draft as the draft is happening. So guys have been accurate. For example, on Fans Club, we've called it. Mark called Micah Parsons on the show. He called it. I had Trey Lance, but that wasn't much of a stretch because I heard all the rumors that we were going to go with him instead of my man from Chicago, Justin Fields during that draft. So, and there was a couple of other ones. Rich called his guy for the Raiders. Rich actually was the other person that called Micah Parsons going to the Cowboys. He called that. And there's a couple of other ones. So we do a live draft show as the draft is happening. And it's not the whole
Mike.
draft for those that want to do it. Yeah, go ahead, Terrence.
With our mark, we gonna do trades and all that stuff too.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, however you envision it to play out. First round, that's what we focused on. First round, if Mark got availability and he want to do, let's say Saturday or Friday, whatever the other day is, and Mark want to come on and do another show, by all means, he could do it. He just got to let me know. I won't be on there because we don't pick to the third round, but I will make myself available for that first round to kind of see y'all, because we may maneuver and get in that first round. If that Trey Lance trade go through, we might, you never know. So we'll see what happens.
Ain't nobody giving y'all a first no damn.
Look, Mark said on Thursday, have your top 5 picks for your draft positions. Yes, please, sir. If you are on that show, I want to hear the guru in you come out. Know who the prospects are. Do your due diligence and your research, because I promise you there's no other show out there that is doing a live draft show where the experts are breaking down the guys and giving analysis on who their team should pick or the team should pick as the draft is happening simultaneously. So that's what we do on Fans Club. Y'all, everybody good? Thumbs up if y'all good or y'all in agreement with it.
Guru status.
Excellent. And I hope to have that ready for you by next week so I can give it to you, especially if if your mock draft is on point and you call it. I'm curious to see where y'all got Richardson going. That's really what I really wanted. That's the first one that got me
in the trash.
Look, man, I know it's not to you, but you gotta respect it, man. That man worked his way up. Listen,
it ain't about the you, bro.
What is it they say in baseball? I've been trying to. He throws it deep, man. He got a beautiful arm, man. He throw it really well, man. But that is short.
He just need coaching. That's it. He just need coaching.
So do arms have chairs? I mean, arms. So do chairs have arms as well?
Yeah.
Listen, man, follow us, gentlemen. Thank you to my panel of experts. Thank you, Mark and Tim, for being on there. And Terrence Mark said, make sure you're there, man. It's going to be a long night. So y'all come prepared. It's draft. Y'all gonna get it in. Y'all gonna be able to really break down. And again, it's documented. So if you called it, we're gonna give you your props. Follow us. Fans Club Live Show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch. This is broadcasted on Twitch. Salute and shout out to anybody that's watching us on Twitch. We appreciate you. Follow us so you can get an alert when we go live. This is not pre-recorded. This is right now as you're watching it, as I'm talking, this show is taking place. So you seeing the passion displayed tonight.
Let me finish.
My co-host was passionate. He had to he's like, yo, let me get my words out. That's what happens here on Fanatics, on Fans Club Live Show. I made it almost a whole show. Fans Club Live Show, where we're able to be passionate. We are the voice of the fans. Follow us again on Facebook and Instagram, and you could be a part of the show. You want to be on the screen? Know your stuff. Know your NBA, know your NFL, because when we put you on screen, if you don't know your stuff, my panel's gonna eat you alive. And I might troll you, and you're gonna become a soundbite, like something that happened tonight might become a soundbite. We're gonna see how that play out.
Mike.
Yes.
Make sure you tell Mark next week Thursday on draft night. Let me finish.
Anyway, y'all gonna leave my moderator alone. Listen, man, Fans Club Live Show. Y'all have a good one. Salute to my panel, man. Yo, listen, man. I can't with y'all. Y'all are the pettiest group of men I probably ever.
That brother messed up. He messed up.
I know, man.
Big time.
Y'all are the worst people to have witnessed anything like that.
Oh, man.
It is what it is.
He got it bad.
For the United States, I understand. Listen, man, salute to y'all, man. God bless until we meet again next week. Be ready. We're not touching nothing else. It's Fans Club next week is specifically draft. Because
NFL.
During the draft, all right? So whatever going on NBA, y'all gonna enjoy it on your own, but it won't be discussed on the show.
Have a good night, y'all.
All right, y'all. Good night. Bang night again. Y'all already know what it is. Bang. Let's draft. We're gonna move up. First round, third round. I don't know what's gonna happen. But
Bang. Don't have a draft pick.